On this episode of Star Wars Time Show, Matt and Nick will dive into all of the Hasbro PulseCon Star Wars reveals to talk about which ones should excite you, as well as which ones should make you go, They'll also riff on the HasLab Razor Crest project, which reached funding in record time before talking about a few new Mando figs from SH Figure Arts. If you're looking for more collectible news, then you're in luck, because they'll also talk about the arrival of Galaxy's Edge merchandise to online retailers. Don't worry, they'll do some non-collectibles talk too, thanks to live-action Ezra hubbub that went down on social media last week. Finally, in the fan segment, the Battlebot tournament champ will be revealed, and this week's artist will be praised in the top 5 featured artist spotlight of the week. Cue the music. Hey now, everybody, we're a day late, and we're always a couple dollars short. But it's Matt and Nick. Guess what? The Star Wars Time Show is back. It's not canceled. It hasn't been deleted from YouTube. Not yet. I can't see the fucking comments for some reason in the live stream because YouTube literally just changes shit whenever they feel like it, and they don't tell anybody that uses their shit. So this is going to be kind of an interesting way to go about the live stream, especially with the interactions. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, where did it go? Like, where did the chat section go? I'm sure the people in the listening to the audio only version are like, great, now we know why we don't go to the live stream, but yeah, it sucks because I like having the live chat. There it is. Enable live chat. That's all there. So okay, so where is it? Oh my god, this is already a disaster. Oh,
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead, Nick. That was the board operator's fault. Sorry, Nick.
Okay. Tones.
Yes.
Okay. Tones called it out. We caught it, and then it seems like the switchboard operator has now fixed the issue. You guys are a few seconds behind.
Yeah.
So you should be able to hear me now.
It's really bumming me out that I can't see the chat. It's weird. And there's nowhere to add it. Like,
if you want to if you open up the live stream in like a Matt Haywood Gmail,
yeah,
or you'll probably see it there. So,
oh boy. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to figure this out after
Nick's fact confirmed. There we go.
Yeah. That was an easy fix. In terms of the chat, they literally, like, I always look at the back end of the YouTube Studio streaming interface, and it's always right there on my right. I can see everything. Yep. I can see the stream settings, the analytics, the stream health. It's just fucking gone. Like the chat window is gonzo.
Welcome to the world of YouTube.
And they YouTube sent an email today like, oh, hey, yeah, the new YouTube live streaming portal's ready to go. Go check it out. I did my due diligence. I went and checked it out. It's the same fucking setup we've been using. But now when I go live, literally the motherfucking chat window is just gone. Like,
if we maintain this level of fuckery, we may have to make a Twitch channel and do stream
what
on
the
Twitch.
hell? It just bothers me because I really like, this is my favorite part of live chat is interacting with the two fans that like our show, that really like our show, and kind of, catering what we talk about to those that want to hear specific replies. But I'm telling you, like, I've looked at the settings. There's really nothing else I can do at this point. So I'm going to have to try to move past this. That's a rough thing for me to do, though, because I like have severe OCD with technical issues to where my life doesn't compute until the technology is back in order. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody.
No, I get it. Because I obsessively do the same thing. Like if we're like, for example, I was watching the Saints game over the weekend and I'm watching it on a digital antenna because I don't have cable. But the antennas give you all your local channels. They let you watch football and shit like that. But in the middle of watching the game, my antenna just loses the station. It loses NBC Sunday Night Football, and I can't get it back. So I spent the next 40 minutes scanning for channels, unplug it, plug it back in, doing all this shit, and I could never get it. And it just mentally fucked me up for the rest of the night.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm talking about. It's just, I don't know. It's fucking weird.
Dude, that's the life of a techie.
Yes, like we're plagued by it. I mean, I can give an example. You know, we took a little working trip out to the coast, the family and I, this past weekend. That's why we're doing the show a day late. And I always bring one of my streamers. You know, it's like fuck the hotel cable, whatever. I want all my apps. I want my Netflix, whatever. It's easy. You know, these devices are tiny now. They're very portable. But if you're a Roku user, you may have run into this issue before. But if you bring your Roku device with you to another Wi-Fi network and you forget the fucking Roku remote,
oh no,
it can become a disaster because you can use a digital remote. The Roku app has a digital remote. But the only way that digital remote will work is if your device and the Roku are on the same Wi-Fi. So when you go to a hotel and you don't have the physical Roku remote, there's no way to get the fucking Roku on the hotel Wi-Fi because you have no way to control it. So you have to get two devices. I use iOS devices. One has to become a hotspot using the old Wi-Fi SSID and password for the Wi-Fi that the Roku used to be on. Then you connect your other iOS device to the hotspot. So basically the Roku connects, your other device connects. Now you can use the virtual remote and get the Roku onto the hotel's Wi-Fi.
Jesus,
but
man.
As we're talking about, like going through that process, like knowing that first off, my dumb ass forgot the fucking remote. So I caused myself a tech issue and that really bothered me to start. But then just not getting it to work right away because, you know, I forgot to set the Wi-Fi password to the same password I use at home, this, that, and the other thing. So, it was just slowly sending me down a hate-filled rabbit hole.
Yeah.
To where I almost ruined the night. Like, I almost just ruined the night for everybody. Eventually, I figured it out, got it all connected. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I was going to say, man, you got to... For me, I have a Samsung phone, and if I'm lucky and the hotel rooms have Samsung TVs, it's nothing. I just share my phone screen, and then bingo, I got everything I need. But iOS people, you may need to start bringing an Apple TV with you, and then that way you can just mirror the screen of your phone and make it a little easier.
Well, yeah, I usually do bring my second Apple TV, but because I don't want to keep unplugging the motherfucking thing, I have a random... perfectly fine Roku laying around. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll take this thing. Full well. I mean, Nick, I've done this before. At the beach, forgot the remote, had to go, do some Googling and troubleshooting to figure out the 3-device circle jerk to get it connected. So that's why I was just angry at myself for being a forgetful idiot. But then just dealing with the tech and not working right away. And that kind of took my attention off of the fact that I can't see the live stream chat right now. But I just reminded myself that I can't see the live stream chat, and it's fucking pissing me off again.
It's we got Klondike in here. We got Brando, Nico, Tones, Liam. All the regulars are filtering in now.
I feel like I don't even feel like I'm at the fucking party right now. That's what it feels like. I feel like I'm in the motherfucking dark. I can't see a goddamn thing. I don't want 9 devices going on my network just to see a fucking chat. Yeah. Fuck
Nico
you, YouTube.
Wants to know if you were using a Hot Toys Wi-Fi connector, because apparently...
Oh my God. Hey, speaking of Nico, he bought a hat.
There you go.
Nico was the
Those
latest
hats are
hat.
Fly off the shelf now.
Yep, he was the latest hat buyer. And I'm not going to say his address, but I used to live very close to Nico.
Whoa.
Yeah, up there in the oven mitt state of the U.S. So
there we go. There we go. So somebody wants to hunt down Nico, just ask Matt.
Spent a few years in that part of the country working in corporate America on Middle Belt Road, my friend. I'm sure Nico's familiar with that location. But there's a dairy.
We got the
dairy there at Middle Belt.
In here
no,
now.
The intern's in here. Hey everyone, I can't fucking see anything because YouTube chat's busted.
And Big Amish 69.
Oh my God.
He's in here as well.
I feel like I can't even service this chat anymore.
I'm doing the best I can.
I'm going to turn off the chat, then turn it back on, see if that does anything.
Oh shit! He's gonna kick all of you out the chat and then see if he restarts it if it works.
Nope, it didn't.
Nico says you were a mile away from him. So
yeah, I just literally, I don't know. This is gonna drive me nuts, the whole chat. So I guess I should just move on and get into our toys.
Yeah,
Nick,
we got a lot of toys.
Yeah, so many. And we've heard from some of the loyal SWTSs out there about their struggles with this PulseCon stuff. If you were in our Discord, you got a dose of my live organic toy collecting anger last Friday night. So we'll get into all that stuff. I got to somehow figure out how to see the chat because this just ain't gonna fly.
Tone said to put it up on your phone.
Oh, that's so whack. I'm just gonna.
It's got to be perfect, guys. You got to realize.
Yeah, it's got to be the way it should fucking work. Like it should just fucking work. YouTube. Like there's no reason to fucking change shit and not tell anyone where the fucking settings go. Bunch of assholes.
That's
cool. Oh well, I guess
you,
if I come in, I'll come in under Entertainment Buddha. We'll get a cheap extra view.
Yeah, you get a free view.
What?
PulseCon was garbage, says Klondike.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there's something here. I think I can pop out chat. Yep. So now I can just have a window. Hey, buddy. Hey, everyone. Sorry, we're just doing some live stream troubleshooting. If you are listening to the cast on the podcast only version, so bear with us. I'm almost there. I just got to get it tacked up so I can see it with all the other bullshit I have to see while this stupid live stream's going. Okay.
This is the first time in a while, though, where we've had live troubleshooting. I mean, that used to be the feature of the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Remember. I mean, you guys were getting fucking spoiled here. I mean, look at this cast. We started. I left Nick muted for the first 2 minutes. Can't do a goddamn thing with the. If this is how I'm going to have to look at the chat moving forward, I'm going to die. Because it's going to be. It won't even be in real. It's going to be on their time, not like our real time. So whatever.
Oh yeah, we're going to be a little bit behind.
All right, my friends, I'm going to try to get over this. Just bear with me. You all know I'm fucking nuts. I mean, anyone that's been in here on a weekly basis since we started the live stream, you all know I am not normal. My head is not screwed on straight. Okay, here we go. All right, Nick, so let's just get to the PulseCon stuff. This was kind of Hasbro's self-con, if you will. I don't know why they didn't wait for NYCC or anything like that, but I guess these days, because everything is virtual, it really just doesn't matter. So you might as well just do your own thing, right? And they did.
Yeah.
And Hasbro dropped a ton of reveals on us. Some of them hot ass garbage, others quite interesting, some frustrating. So we're just going to get into all of it. We'll share our stories of this nightmare event. Like I said, I had one last Friday. We'll get into that as we're talking about some of the toys, but a lot of stuff going on here, Nick. I guess first and foremost, as someone that could give two fucks about PulseCon, meaning you and probably the intern, did anything in these reveals move you? And I'm going to just give you a hint. Don't say the Christmas themed figures.
Okay, so I was not going to say the Christmas themed figures. Good. So there were three things that really stood out to me out of all of the PulseCon reveals. The first one obviously is the HasLab Razor Crest. I think that was something we talked about a little bit even before the PulseCon reveal. And to see that it actually has come to fruition, that they're going to be making this big version of the Razor Crest for all of the collectors out there to have their fun with. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, let's say go ahead. I'm surprised you had 3. I thought it was just it was just going to be the HasLab. So go ahead.
So the second one, and actually the one that really intrigued me the most, was the Dark Vision Ray, like the Dark Side Ray Black Series.
So that an actual figure.
I think looks cool. I think that she like her face. I mean, I don't know if this is a rendering. This is a digital render. So this isn't.
This is definitely one of the ones where we didn't actually get to see a figure. I don't know if any of these were actual figures. This one in particular is definitely straight computer gen.
Yeah, you can see on the bottom of the image on StarWarsTime.net, I have all of the figures that were announced posted up there for you to look at. And on the Darkside Ray ones, it says digitally rendered image, final product may vary. And the other one that says that too is the Boba, and that was the other one that I like. It's the Boba, and you got like a gun that can get cut in half. I thought that. was
well, I mean,
cool.
we'll go through them. I just wanted to see if anything here where you like, hey, I might actually try to pre-order one of these with all these other dumbasses clogging up the internet.
I mean, obviously the Ahsoka Saber is
that is kind of your thing, right?
That's my thing, but I don't know. I mean, like I've had bad experiences with Saber pre-orders now, so do I want to go at it again, or do I want to just fucking leave it? That's my question. But I mean, the Sabers are always going to be the thing that really catch my attention.
All right, so let's just kind of get into the overarching breakdown of PulseCon and kind of what was interesting, what I think pissed people off, so on and so forth. So let's just start with the Black Series stuff. And this is mostly what I shoot and what a lot of you shoot if you are a toy photographer. Great stuff, like Nick said. I mean, the Boba Fett, this is like the 51st Black Series Boba Fett. So you got a little bit of that, but Nick, as you said, this one seems to be the most complete in terms of what you're going to get. I mean, this would be the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Yes. We've had an ESB Fett and a ROTJ Fett in other lines. I don't know if Black Series has ever done this, but what you're getting here, we're going to be able to reenact. If you're like me and you still play with toys or set up toy picks, or if you're a little kid and you actually should be playing with these things, you can now reenact the Bozo Fett death, right? You can do it. I mean, everything from the moment he lands on the skiff, right there, Luke, he cuts his gun in half, then he shoots his winch at Luke. Luke easily disperses of that, and then before you know it, Blind Han turns around and haphazardly hits dude's rocket pack, and he's dead. So you could definitely do all those scenes now with this Fett, but like you said, this is all computer gen, so who the fuck knows what he is actually going to look like. But based on what we're seeing, on what the computers are spitting out, it looks to be one of the best Black Series Fetts I've seen.
Yeah, it looks really good. I can't tell. I mean, I assume that there's going to be goods on this character, because given the way that he looks in the render, it looks like at least the cape, or the cape in the back, is going to be soft goods. It also looks like the pants could be as well. So, yeah, that's what I mean. I wish this wasn't all computer gen, because as you said, I mean, if they Hasbro doesn't like to do soft goods at all. Yeah, and when they do soft goods, they're bullshit. I mean, it's like toilet paper quality. The Jedi robes are ridiculous. The most recent one was Plo Koon, and it looks like a Ku Klux Klan hood. Oh God!
Just because the way they stitch it, I mean, it literally stands straight up like a pointy wizard hat, like he's fucking Gandalf. So you just don't know. I mean, it even looks like his sleeving, like you said. I mean, that would be crazy if they made that soft goods. There's no way it's going to happen, but I think this is the first time where they actually really distinguish that he has a sleeve before he gets into his gauntlet and weapons and this, that, and the other thing. So yeah, I mean, he looked good. He was definitely on my must pre-order list, just like Ray was on my must pre-order. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I love the Jar Jar.
Okay, the Jar Jar. I mean, knowing what you like about TPM, knowing that's your favorite, it's not surprising, And he looks pretty good. He's got the little Bombad thrower. He's got his javelin. He's got a
super
bunch
Bombad
of
racing. No, I just, it's a damn good looking Gungan. And in the end, let's be real, Jar Jar is not the problem with the prequels. I mean, there are problems with the character, this, that, and the other thing, but for what he is and how I saw my young kid react to him, I'm all about Jar Jar. So I do like this figure. He was on the pre-order list.
I like the shield, man. The shield looks
he's sweet.
sick.
I mean, these are like, I guess they call them these deluxe figures, so they can charge us more. But you do get a few more accessories, and that's really all you need for the jar. I mean, I guess you could, we could get an AOTC version where he's got his senator robes. I think we'll take him as in this format. The Incinerator Trooper, clearly a good buy. This one was hard for people to pick up. But I mean, looks great. I've also seen people customize this figure and they look fucking fantastic too. So, these days you may be better off just buying standard troopers and kit bashing, if you get my drift there, Nick.
Okay. Yeah.
Phase 1 clone pissed some people off because I guess the helmet's not right. It's like, who fucking cares? Still pre-ordered them. The Armorer was a big one, so this one was an exclusive, and this is one that looks like they were going to actually have for a convention exclusive. She comes in this special box, which always means that this was supposed to be something you get at a convention or you triple, quadruple pay for on eBay because someone got at a convention that you couldn't go to.
Yeah, she's got like a little on the back too, it's not really soft goods because it almost looks like hair. It's like almost like a fur lining to the back of her
right, but the fact that it is soft is impressive. Yeah, for Hasbro. And this one too is gonna run you a bit. I like the the helmet's on there. You got her forge and shit. So she's pretty cool. Now the problem with all these Black Series reveals, my friends, was getting them, and in particular getting them through Hasbro Pulse, like the fucking site that put on the stream, the site that makes the figures, stuff like that. Okay. One would think if you are the manufacturer of an action figure, that you wouldn't sell out of pre-orders of just common releases, right?
You would imagine so.
I mean, the only one in here that wasn't exclusive to Hasbro Pulse was the Armorer. Everything else is free for all. You can get anywhere. But what happens when this good, loyal capitalist goes to spend over $200 on Friday at 5 o'clock, Nick? What happens?
Everything sold out.
Hasbro fucking Pulse, like literally, again, the site that makes these toys, the site that people pay to get special access to buy shit earlier and get free shipping. You could not fucking buy these. I mean, at 5 o'clock, dude, all in the cart, checkout, nothing. I was getting flashbacks of the PS4 and PS5 and Xbox Series X shit, where it's like, oh yeah, hey, the store's up. Yeah, go ahead, add them to your cart. But we're not going to let you click checkout. We're just going to let you pretend that you have the shit in the cart, get your hopes up, make you feel like you finally got in and you got an exclusive and you're not going to have to sit there and worry about it and FOMO out. No, I'm going to literally checkout, nothing, spin, 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 spin. This is where literally just start going fucking insane. Like on the beach, yelling, screaming like I'm 2 years old. I mean, it's embarrassing at this point. Like, I know people think I'm sure people get a kick out of it, but it truly is embarrassing. Like, the wife is just looking at me wanting to throw up. The little kid's looking at me like, I hate you. Like, you're
Daddy, please.
You're a scumbag. Like, why do you talk like this in front of me? And in the end, it was all for naught, because I could have went to any other fucking toy retailer and easily pre-ordered these figures.
Yep.
I might pay an extra $1 per figure, but there's no stress. I went right to Entertainment Earth. I mean, I went there because I have affiliate credit. I've always loved EE. The problem with EE a lot of times is you kind of get shit last. Big Bad Toy Store, they're another good one to go to if the actual manufacturers can't remove their thumbs from their fucking asses and sell you the figures they just told you to come and buy. All right. So in the end, I mean, I hulked out for no fucking reason, shaved more years off my life, increased my chance of having an aneurysm before the age of 50 for not. All because Hasbro Pulse is a shitbag website that really gives no value to those who sign up for whatever fucking VIP circle jerk they offer.
For all of our Hasbro listeners, if you work there, that is the feedback that we give you as a community. Fix your fucking website.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's like you're the one planning the event. You're the one knowing the time you're going to release this shit. It's just like, okay.
Dude, there's no excuse, honestly, for... Even though you're a retailer, you're a toy manufacturer, you're not, your online store is probably secondary to your primary business of making the toys. Still, like Matt said, it's not like this came out of nowhere. It's not like there was a reveal somewhere else or like all of a sudden there was a surge of people that you didn't know was coming. You fucking knew it.
Or they were all exclusives. Like I could get it if they were all exclusives and you could only get them at Hasbro Pulse. Okay, I could understand the traffic fuck or the broken carts or whatever. There was one exclusive, yet the exclusive being the Armorer, I got from Hasbro Pulse like 45 minutes after the start time. Yeah, I couldn't get any of the standards. It's just fucking mind-boggling because I would think if I'm making shit and I could sell it through my own store, I could probably make that much more profit versus selling at a discount to toy retailers and having them mark shit up, add their margins in, this, that, and the other thing. I don't know, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be fucking wrong, but I would think if Matt made a fucking figure and sold it from Matt.com, Matt would get more money than if he sold it at Nick.com.
Probably true.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so I can see the chat now. I'm getting some feedback on BBTS. The BBTS, to me, they're the slowest on like Mezco shit and Hot Toys. I've actually gotten waves and cases of Hasbro stuff from them before Hasbro ships stuff. So you never know. I guess it's hit and miss. BBTS, they typically raise the price $2 or $3 and Earth is $1. So I do try Hasbro first, but it's like, fuck them at this point. If the shit is not exclusive, they can eat dicks. Because it ain't worth it. It is not worth it. And I was kind of pleased with how they did the con exclusives for us VIPs. That's where you could get I don't know if anyone saw in our Discord, but young Liam literally got showered with every PulseCon exclusive out there. So, good for him.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Good for him. But I mean, he got all the shit that you could buy or VIPs could buy early before the public. That was nice. It was nice to get in there and get the Endor set. I got some of the Marvel stuff because I like Wolverine, this, that, and the other thing. That was okay. But this whole PulseCon Friday 5:00 shit show, go eat some dicks. We also got revealed. It looks like our website blows, which does not surprise me. A lot of images are dead here, but I think they actually do work. But we finally got some glamour shots of the archive releases that we were talking about. And really, again, the fans fucked this up completely.
I was going to say, like, this Commander Cody could have been Slave Leia. It could have been Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, this is the dumbest fucking archive release. And I get why he probably made it, because a lot of people don't want to pay through the nose to get the original Cody. But what are we getting here except the exact same fucking figure? Like, these archive releases to me are chances to take some of those derpy ass looking original Black Series, blue stripe and orange stripe black box figures, and make them not look like they huff paint their entire life. I'm telling you right now, some of you, I know you have the old Black Series, like one of the worst one of the worst looking old Black Series figures is the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, that guy looks like he did nothing but consume spray paint his entire life in the Jedi Temple and then decided to come out and challenge Anakin Skywalker to a duel. I mean, his eyes are crossed. He looks like there's no brains in there. I mean, it's ridiculous. But hey, let's get clones reissued because, you know, there's only so much you can do with their helmets. I'm not quite understanding the Thrawn reissue either.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, like, this Thrawn, I mean, his eyes are supposed to be red. I don't know.
He may be. Tell. I mean, they may be, but honestly, the original Thrawn looks just good enough. Like, to me, it's starting to get into, now they're really trying to sucker assholes like me into buying 6 versions of the same figure.
Also, he doesn't, I'm going to say this may just be me, he doesn't look blue enough.
He is a little light. He is a little light. Like, he's not Smurf blue here.
Yeah. You need a little bit more depth to that blue. We're not talking robin's egg blue. That's not the color of Thrawn. Like, Thrawn is blue. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to look for other, like, almost like the blue that's on Rey's box, except a little bit darker than that too. So he just looks really weird in like this fucking baby blue, light blue color.
Yeah. So these next two, this I'll give you. Like, okay, I could see why these are happening, and that's Hoth Han and Hoth Luke, because these were 2 figures that were released back in the day when, again, Hasbro was putting out figures that looked like they ate paint chips. They don't look great. I mean, they look like $20 figures. Here you can see the new face paint tech obviously increases the visuals of both figure here. I mean, Han in particular, Luke's looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even think you can get these yet. They're just kind of showing these off. I mean, Luke's I think looks pretty damn good, although a lot of these images are barf. Like, if you really study these images, they're fucking vomit. So you got that. You got the archive releases, but like Tones is saying, Thrawn was a waste. Cody, I'm going to say a waste because I have him, and I'm a dickhead like that. I understand some of you want to get him from 20 instead of spending 60 on eBay. But it's like, come on. Next time we get a chance to vote on archive, please only vote on characters that have an actual face displaying. You know, I mean, if they're like, hey, Cody, now you can take his fucking helmet off. Okay, great. We get the new Tamira face. Great. But just Cody, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, man. A little weird.
Now to, I think, the biggest controversy from PulseCon. Hey there, Papa. And that are these things, Nick. These holiday-themed figures.
Oh,
and it is, I don't even know where to go with this. I don't know if this is Disney kind of.
So is this the first time that they've done a holiday?
Oh yeah. This is, I think they started doing this fuckery with Funko Pops, but it's like, okay, they're Funko Pops. Like, all right, whatever. This is the first time they're doing it with actual Black Series figures, and I don't even know what they're doing. Like, what we're looking at right now on the live stream is it's a clone trooper. He's holding a Knight of Ren scythe.
Yeah.
And he's got like a crappy holiday paint job. He's got like elf stockings on. He's got the ugly Christmas sweater with the Death Star and some TIE fighters.
Got a porg with him.
It's just, it's odd. I mean, this is one time, Nick, where I looked at this and said, yes, I am not going to feel any FOMO for these at all.
So weird,
I think the only reason I would want to get these would just be to add to our already gaudy looking Christmas decorations.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, like kind of dress up the room where we put the tree and this, that, and the other thing. But I don't even think I can justify that. It just seems weird. Like, I think we can comfortably say Star Wars licensing sold itself out many, many years ago.
Oh yeah, way before Disney
Right,
came.
exactly. But this really feels like it's sucking dick for Coke type of low, you know, like hey man, I'll suck your dick for Coke, that type of shit. It's just like, hey, what now, can we get these idiots to buy?
Would your tune change a little bit if you had something other than troopers here? Because this is all troopers. You have a regular clone trooper, you have a range trooper, you have a snow trooper, like stormtrooper, first order trooper. Like you're not really getting anything of substance other than just trooper variants.
Even the fucking porgs look stupid. I mean, they even like painted the porgs like penguins.
Yeah. So if they were to give you if they had like a holiday Luke, you know, if they had a holiday main character, would that?
No, fuck no. More? No way. No, because those would look even worse than these. I think the trooper ones you can almost somewhat justify. The trooper armor, it's like, hey, they all got fucking wasted and spray painted their arbors. I don't know. It's just it's an odd arena to get into for so Hasbro.
You're not even going to get the green first order trooper just for the Babu Frick.
No way. No, I'm telling you, man, this is, and they're very few and far between, but there are product releases that literally don't even get my meter moving in the slightest. I'm going to agree with Papa, and I was going to say this before I saw his comment here in the chat, but I think Vader could be the only one to motivate me to buy something like this.
Yeah, Vader Santa would be nice.
Right. So I don't know. I don't get this. You have to wonder whose idea this was. Was this a Hasbro? Was this a joint effort with Lucasfilm? Does Hasbro just have so much fucking back stock that they're like, how can we dip these again and just try to sell them? Yeah, I don't know. It's just... It's odd.
Yeah, man. I saw him, and not knowing the toy collecting arena. You
probably thought some asshole customizer was just painting their figures, right?
Well, I thought that this was a normal thing. Like before this year, we really didn't dabble too heavily into the toy news, because this time last year we were, actually Star Wars time. This time last year was, it was still small. Like we hadn't grown to the size that we are now, which is still not big.
Yeah, we're still tiny. It's okay.
Yeah, like we're, but we were only getting, 300 downloads a month. Now we're getting 3,000, which is great. But I just I didn't remember if this was like a yearly release. I didn't remember if this was a normal thing.
This is the first time I've ever seen this nonsense outside of being in more, cutesy lines like a Funko. I do think Funko was the first company to start doing this bullshit, which shouldn't surprise anybody. As much as I loved Funko, one of the reasons I left collecting Funko is because, what's his name, Brian, whoever runs that place, is like, hey, let's go. Let's run this fucking license into the ground.
They make pops for
everything. Fucking serial characters. It doesn't matter. Like, he doesn't say no to anything. I don't know. I just found it surprising that we've made it into the action figure.
I saw one article last week. It's not Star Wars related. I almost sent it to you, Matt. It was a guy with the biggest Funko Pop collection. It's claimed to be the biggest Funko Pop collection in the world. He has over 5,000 individual.
Okay, yeah,
pops.
That's big. That's a lot. That's a lot, but mine, honestly, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, people just being locked up for too long, or we're approaching the holiday season. But the more active we've been getting some of mine up on eBay, the more have just been moving for good prices. Like, I don't feel like I'm losing out on any of these.
That's good.
I sold one for $150. It's like, woo, okay. You want to pay for it? Go for it.
I was gonna say that's almost 1/6 scale Hot Toys level price.
Yeah,
there.
It's approaching. Dude. The way I buy shit, it's like any Funko sales are already accounted for until we hit like the $5,000 mark. I'm so fucking knee deep in debt on all these 1/6 scale fuckers now. It's ridiculous. We're going to get into it, but it's like I feel compelled. I got to drop another $350 here on this HasLab thing. So, I don't know, man. I think the saber, real quick, and I'm with you, but this was going around the Star Wars circles here. I mean, yeah, it's a good looking saber, whatever. What was going around is the box art here, and people saying, "Oh, this is our first look at live action Ahsoka. It definitely looks like Rosario." Blah blah blah.
I mean,
what are you thinking here? Are these people fucking smoking crack?
I think that they're reaching. They're definitely trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. Like it's an artistic render of Ahsoka. Like this isn't like a photo that they took from Clone Wars or from Rebels and then just superimposed it onto the box. Like an artist went in and drew this. And yeah, she looks slightly older, but she also looks slightly older in Rebels when this lightsaber was used, or even at the end of Clone Wars. Like I don't think that this is supposed to be an artistic rendering of Ahsoka Tano from Mandalorian, if that's what people think. That, in my opinion, it does not look that close to Rosario Dawson where you could be like, oh man, this is what we're going to see.
No, I mean,
Mando.
To me, this still looks like Gregory Titus stuff. It'd be no different than what they would have slapped on an Ahsoka box if it was still coming out in the red and black packaging with the numbers on the side. Right. So,
I mean, again, I think that there's just a lack of Star Wars news out there, which is evident by our topics this week. I mean, literally, there's not one legitimate piece of news. It was beat.
Like, it was a little hard to get up for the show today. And then, we start in you have all the tech issues here. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. But the lack of shit to talk about and then the tech butt fuck to start things off definitely kind of worked me over. So I'm trying to get back there. But I mean, even talking about these toys, like the fucking holiday toys, I almost have to read Darth Hidious's reply on this stuff before we get into the vintage collection. So
one thing real quick on the saber, and I'll say this because as somebody who likes props and is interested in buying sabers down the line, I like that they're finally having the Force Effects line in the Black Series, Force Effects Elite line where you can remove the blade. That was always a hindrance to me buying these Force Effects sabers before, is that the blade was literally stuck in there. You couldn't get it out unless you broke it out. So having it to where the blade is removable, and then also it looks like Hasbro is now taking a trick out of Galaxy's Edge book where you can have these removable crystals that change the color of your saber. So with the Ahsoka, you get a white crystal and a blue one. So you screw each one in individually, you change the color of your saber. I like those touches to it. I like the fact that it's removable, and it just brings it in line with more of not necessarily the quality of these custom saber fabricators, but at least the functionality in terms of like your blade is removable. You can do
Greggy Boy has a good question here, and I was almost going to ask it myself, but why only one lightsaber for Ahsoka here?
Because I guess that they were like, well, if you want two, you can just buy two. And
but they're two completely different hilts,
different sabers. Yeah, one of them's longer than the other one.
This looks like her long saber, right?
Yeah, this looks like the standard size saber, so the Chateau was not included. I'm not sure. That's definitely a good question. I don't know if they plan on releasing a Chateau at a different time, but on the box itself, you can see that there's a different in saber hilt length. Like you can see that the hand that's closer to you when you're looking at the box is holding the long saber, and then the other one is holding the shorter one. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if there's a reason behind it or not, but that's a good call.
Yeah, I mean, they're not one to be shy about charging double if they're going to include two. So I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Vintage collection stuff. I wanted to read Darth Hidious's. So this comes from our friend Darth Hideous. On Instagram, I believe he goes by Star Wars Toys 73, something like that. In the live stream, He is Mr. Bossajan. Talk about the price gouging guy. All right, so this is me doing this week's interpretation of Darth Hidious's DMs. Okay, so I want to have a little spit about Hasbro and their most recent releases. Use this on the show or don't. I don't give a fuck, but I just need to have a spray. As a collector of Star Wars figures, in particular the Black Series, I feel that we have been yo-yoing from famine to feast. It was especially shit-tastic down here in the land of cunts. For those that don't know, down here in the land of cunts, that is the fake continent of Australia. We don't get the store exclusives like Walmart or Walgreens. At best, if we are lucky, we get some of the Amazon exclusives. Most of our shopping has been through secondary sellers like eBay and the like. At this stage, can we all just accept that most of eBay should be called Pirate Bay? Anyways, all of a sudden, we start getting hit with figs that we couldn't dream about. Archive figures like Boba Fett and the Scout Trooper, albeit no speeder bike. We even started getting some of the gaming greats at EB, which is our affiliate of GameStop. Life was good. Wallets were getting lighter, and us collectors were somewhat happy with the world. Then we get the redesigned packaging, and this is where the wheels start to fall off. Let's call this what it is, a motherfucking money grab. We start getting less new figures and more repainted and re-releases. We started getting first wave boxes and carbonized figs. I'll agree that some of the carbonized figs look mint as fuck, if you could get them. Yes, some of these figures needed the repaints and look great. Some didn't. We didn't need 6 more Luke Skywalker or fucking Han Solo variants that just hang on the peg sadly like an old man's flaccid cock. We don't need another Princess Leia or fucking Rey to sit there for months and months. There are so many characters we all love and want that we haven't gotten. But no. Let's reissue figures like fucking Jango Fett that you can probably still pick up in the discount bin. Then there's the price rise. It stings even more here because we have gone from $35 to $40 a pop to now $55 for exclusives and $49 for run-of-the-mill figs. And we end up with Darth Nihilus fig that looks like a Franken shit between Maul parts and Vader parts. That's if you happen to be lucky enough to have your local store even stock them. These are supposed to be kids' toys. But Hasbro have worked out that most people buying them are collectors and not kids. And that is fucked. That's why we are getting fucked in the fucking ass without even some spit or reach around. So we come to the main source of my fucking rage. The Xmas Figures! What cunt thought those were the right move? Who thought mixing and matching with probably the worst repaints I've ever seen was a good idea of marketing? These are fucking kids' toys, and these cunts will still want $50 for those vomit-inducing Xmas Figures! This feels like a joke, where we are being treated as the lowest common denominator. I think it's time to start looking at other lines that may be slightly more expensive, but much better quality. I just hope the 1/6 lines don't follow the same formula as Hasbro. The end.
So I like his response. I like his complaints, and I think he really did hit the nail on the head in terms of what the problem is now. Like, let's be real.
It is odd that like internationally these things have to become so expensive. Like, have we just forgot? I mean, yeah, we're in a weird time now, but I don't think we're always going to be COVID fucked. We're either just going to blow up or eventually get back to normal. But yeah. Is it really that hard to get shit to different parts of the world? To where, I mean, literally in Australia, they're paying almost triple just for a normal $20 figure.
Dude, given our experience with trying to get something from Australia, guess so,
man, I really am starting to think it does not exist.
If it's like that for manufacturers where the shipping is just fucked and stuff like that, then I can see why that. Yeah,
at this point, the latest update I got from Greg on the hats to Australia is they left Chicago. I think they hit every country in Indonesia that exists, and now they're just hanging out in Tokyo. So,
well, I mean, you're gonna get a well-traveled hat for all the people who ordered with Greg. So, I guess like my big thing though, from what Bostajan said, is that they did realize like Hasbro knows that they're not selling these they're selling these to 20, 30, 40-year-old men primarily, and that's why things have changed so much. Like if these were still being bought for children or by parents and their children were playing with them, I feel like their marketing and their decisions on what figures were to be made would change. They would be completely different. But knowing that these are going to collectors and knowing what Matt has said over and over again, that collectors have a sickness. Yeah. It's an addiction. It's like smoking a cigarette or doing drugs. Like knowing that it's going to addictive personalities influences their decision on what to make.
Spot on. Then it still goes back to our first bitch session about this event in Hasbro. It's like, if you know you have us loons on the hook, why is it still hard to throw money at you, right?
Yeah,
just let us give the money to you versus some fucking script writer on eBay. Yeah, I don't know. It's all fucked. It's like Greg saying. I mean, we're gonna get into the Razor Crest here in a bit. Down there, it's $700.
That's fucking crazy. How much is it?
$350. So double.
Like, I don't know. What's the currency exchange between America and Australia? Is that like a commensurate price?
I mean, I'm sure some of that comes into play, but I still think the dollar is worth shit compared to other currencies. I mean, Tones is saying over in the UK they're about £20, which to us is probably around $30.
I mean, if they did a direct conversion from US to Australian, $350 US is like 490 Australian dollars. So they're definitely scalping them.
It's just weird. I mean, I do get it. I mean, they're saying Apollo's like, it's like buying imports. Okay, I agree, but I import shit from Japan and I'm still paying the same prices that people in Japan would pay for figure arts, stuff like that. It just seems like Hasbro, once it lands down there in the land down under, it's just the retailer's like, hey, fuck it. It costs so much to get it here. We're just going to jam the price up to $50. Yeah, I mean, there's also Australian money isn't even real, so.
Yeah, I know. So how do you really make up for fake currency? Right. You just throw out a fake
I'm
number.
Sorry, guys. I mean, we're slowly through unscientific experiments, we are proving the flat Earth argument that Australia isn't real.
Yeah,
because we can't send hats there, and if we try to send figures there, it somehow makes the figures cost triple, quadruple the price.
Yeah, and if you're working in euros as well, $350 American dollars is 298 euros. So the euro is worth more than the dollar. So I don't know how that figures for, like, I don't know in certain countries, like if you're buying primarily with standard currency, like if you're using euros or whatever your country standard currency is, I don't know if that has an effect on figure pricing as well, but.
It just seems odd. It's like all these toy manufacturers, they act like, you know, getting shit around the globe it's like the 19th century.
Yeah.
Oh well. Guess what? I just got all my shit, suckers. So moving on with PulseCon, we got those of you in the Star Wars 375 line. I know you kind of feel underrepresented at times, but I feel like this 2020 season has been pretty good for Star Wars 375. We got some great new figures there, like actual new figures. We got I like this AOTC Anakin when he's trying to pimp Padme. I got a battle droid, whatever. This one I was glad to see the 3.75 inch Rex.
Yeah, Captain Rex. Because, I mean, it looks good too. It's a really
I'll
good
be honest with you. I gave up on this line years ago, but I had to grab the Clone 3-pack that released during the exclusive last week. Because it comes with, I think it's Fives, Echo, and Jesse.
Right?
And I was like, well, if I have those three, I got to have a Rex. But any 3 3/4 inch Rex available now is eBay time because he's been released for years and years. You can't get him anywhere, so that does drive the price up. And then it was like 2 days later they reveal this guy's like, there you go, the universe definitely loves me spending money.
It's like, please drop more cash.
So I was like, I'm not going to give it to a scalper, but if we ever get a re-release, I'll grab it. And sure enough, we got that one. You're getting the Incinerator guy again. Like I really think the 3/7 line got some good love here. I guess better than the Black Series. You got a Padme.
I like the tie where you can remove the helmet and it's the Tamara face on there.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
So that was neat. But here's the big one here. Hasbro finally decided to do another HasLab for Star Wars. The first time I ever did a HasLab was for Star Wars, and it was the Jabba sail barge. Which just ridiculous. I mean, massive. Even at 1/18 scale, that thing was ginormous, Nick. Like, the size of my penis, probably. So Hasbro, they did one for X-Men. I got in on that. The Sentinel. I still don't know why I did that one. I'm kicking myself. That was a straight FOMO 1/6 shooter cliff drop. Like, he's like, yeah, man, just do it.
Just do it, no problem.
But at this event, they revealed their next one for Star Wars, and it's none other than a 1/18 scale Razor Crest, and not just the bullshit 1/18 scale vehicles like we can buy now, like X-Wing fighters, this, that, and the other thing. I mean, this thing is essentially the working 3D model from the set that they're going to turn into a fucking toy.
Yeah. So I do have a question about this. Is it, so given what we're seeing here, is it going to come grayscale like this where you weekly need to like paint
I fucking
things?
hope not. Like it should be a fully finished painted vehicle when it comes out. These are just, again, they're digital renders, because this is essentially Hasbro's built-in Kickstarter. They have a grand idea that they know production-wise would cost them too much money to take a gamble on. So they go to us nuts and they're like, hey, they do the math, they crunch the numbers. Like, hey, if we can convince enough of these jerk-offs to commit to giving us this money up front, we'll make this fucking thing, right? Yeah. We'll make it for the people that commit to our Kickstarter. So that's why I don't think you're getting finished looking shots. I'd imagine over time we'll get more stuff. But yeah, this is probably going to be painted. But if you just go through some of the images, I mean, just the detail here.
Dude, the fully stocked weapon locker.
I mean, I think in addition to the ship, you get a 3.75-inch Mando with soft goods cape. So it's one I don't think you can get by himself. I'm not going to lie. This one's going to be hard to skip out on for me. I don't collect the line. I don't plan on collecting the line. But this is one of those pieces to me that it's like display art, right? Yeah. So I want it for that. Obviously, I'll probably do some pictures if we're still alive to do pictures here when it comes out. But I have to get it, and I hate myself for that because I don't collect this line. But this is what happens, Nick, when you're a collector and you see shit like this. All right, Papa's still on the fence, but the fact that he's on the fence, and I know he is not a 1/18 scale predominant collector either. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is a project that speaks to a lot of Star Wars fans. A, it's Mando-centric, huge success. B, I think when everyone did see Jabba's sail barge and it was done, they're like, holy fuck, that is really nice.
Dude, seeing some of the shots that people have pulled off with that sail barge is incredible.
Yeah, Ches picks is one in particular.
Yeah, like his stuff is incredible. I can just imagine too, like using this type of 1/16 scale Razor Crest and Force perspective with like a 1/6 scale figure, even a 1/12 scale figure. Like you can get incredible stuff out of this.
Well, so here's what's happened with this, Nick. I think it hit its goal in like a second.
That's not surprising.
So now the cool thing that they do, and they did this, I don't know if they did it with the sail barge, but they definitely did it with the Sentinel, is they add stretch goals.
Okay.
So we're at
like a real Kickstarter.
Yeah, no, dude, this is 100% Hasbro Kickstarter. It's exactly what it is. I've got the actual Kickstarter page up on the stream right now for people to look at because I wanted to show you what's happening now. Because they've already hit the 8,000 backers, Nick, we've unlocked the first gift, special unlock, which is going to be, I think they threw up an image of it. Let me scroll through here, but it's going to be, oh, come on, Hasbro. No, doesn't look like they put up. Anyways, because it hit 8,000 backers, they're going to add an escape pod now.
Okay.
So my question to you, did the ship always have an escape pod, or is it something they're adding in based on something that's going to happen in season 2, which is reinforced by the fact that we saw the Razor Crest essentially blown to bits with its back hatch wide open, kind of bumbling through space?
I agree with you there. I do think it is a season 2. I don't want to say spoiler. It's a season 2 spoiler that the Razor Crest will have some sort of escape.
Like he's going to have to blow himself out, right?
Yeah.
So here's the next news we got. And I don't know if I'll be able to show this because I only showed it in an email, but they're now offering another unlock, which I'm assuming is going to be a 1/18 scale child in his season-ending bassinet.
Dude, how big is that going to be? Is that going to be like that big? Just like completely unseeable?
Yeah, I mean,
1/18 scale child?
It's probably going to be the size of one of my testicles is what I'm thinking. Like very, very, very tiny, diminutive. Yeah. I mean, it'd have to be, unless... I mean, I didn't read the fine print. I mean, maybe it's 1/12 scale. Who knows? But here he is right here. I've got him up now. Look at that little fucker. So this is the actual carrier that Kuil builds him at the end.
Yeah.
End of season 1 hover pram, whatever the fuck a pram is. Up there. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you're actually going to get him in a little card back. Check that out. He's going to be holding the...
Keep that away from children, because that is an easily swallowed piece of plastic there.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, I think I got to get into this, but that will unlock at 10,000 backers.
Dude, if they're already at 8,000, I got.
Well, it's at 86.88, and you got 40 days to go.
It'll get there.
My dumbass is probably going to add to the total. Papa is going to add to the total. I just know it. Brando is going to add to the total, even though he's saying his wife's going to kill him, but he'll do it.
You just need to get 1 6-shooter in a room, sit him down with everybody who's on the fence about this, and then he'll convince all of them in one swift shot.
He's very good. Yeah, another one that's good at that is Eye of Uatao.
Yeah.
Buddy Tom there. I mean, he'll definitely push you over the edge and spend your money.
Yeah, there you go. I think that all of you just need to give Trevor your credit card numbers and just let him buy it for you. So you don't even have the guilt of going through the checkout process. Yes. He just does it for you.
So it's $350 if you back the project. I'm guessing our friends down under, I'm assuming they're relying on other retail outlets to back the project.
Is it like US only?
I would assume so. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All I know is I saw listings myself, because I mean we do have a pretty strong fake Australian following, and it's up there for what guys, $6.99, $7.99. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's like holy shit.
Greg said it was $7. Amish is asking if this will have a payment plan. So have any of the other HasLab projects had a payment plan?
No, they take it straight up. Like as soon as November 9th hits, see you later. They debit that shit.
$350 right out.
It is gonzo. So yeah, put it on one of your 0 interest credit cards if you need that. Because there you go. Now Joe's saying he's on the fence, which means he's going to add to it too. So. We're all going to get it. I don't think any of us really shoot at this scale, but like I said, this one's going to be hard to pass up, because if anything, it will be a fantastic looking display piece to throw on top of one of our glass shelves where we keep all of our other expensive toys.
Yeah.
Jesus, Greg's telling us in Australia it's $6.99 with a $200 deposit right off the bat. So
that is nutty.
So I'm assuming they can't do it right through Hasbro, which again is just I don't know. It's odd. It's like the internet doesn't reach the entire globe.
And it's weird too though, because like okay, so say Greg pre-orders this, like he's like, all right, whatever. I put down a $200 deposit on this figure, and for some reason it doesn't reach its goal. Like say we're still at 4,000.
It's releasing, Nick. It just depends on how many special knickknacks you get with it now.
Okay.
So it is hit its funding goal. Like it's getting made at this point. Now it's just how much stretch are they going to add? I believe
So another question would is his pre-order counted towards the stretch goal? Because he's a purchaser, like he's on it, but does that
That's what I mean. I don't know. I feel like whoever is selling these down in Australia, they're fucking our buddies. Like I don't know how you slice it.
It seems weird that official Hasbro doesn't just have like HasbroPulse.co.au.
Yeah, hey, it's weird. It's like this fucking internet thing is brand new.
And do it. Yeah. Like,
no, look, okay, we're getting even more insights here. Look at this. From the land down under, reporting Twinkle Tits. Our GameStop, so they're EBs, they're doing it. And then this site I've actually used, and I'm still waiting for a Casey Jones and Ralph TMNT to show up from, but Pop Culture. Literally, that's how it's spelled, like culture. CHA. It's a good site to get exclusives if you're in the States, and our dumbass United States retailers sold out, or it's all eBay. Pop culture.
So interesting, man. I gotta imagine that, like, if it's GameStop official, they should be feeding in those pre-orders from Australia and everywhere else that can't do can't actually back the project through Hasbro to Hasbro and saying, like, look, we just got 400 pre-orders from Australia. We got 300 pre-orders
dude,
from
I think a lot of it is the shipping costs to send something this fucking big and heavy.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine.
I mean, I sent a box of 4 hats, and it was like $28. It weighed a pound. And it's as Greg updated us, it's at least left Tokyo, and now it's in Hong Kong. So I'm assuming just to get this shit shipped over there, it's probably $100 or more.
Probably so. Yeah, I would imagine.
It's just, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know. I guess I figured Hasbro made a thing. Everyone could kind of dip at it, and you didn't have to go through. I mean, we're essentially talking about a toy mafia right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like
a cartel.
Exactly. Like all these other retailers, they're like the racket that Hasbro is controlling.
Yeah.
It's the fucking Hasbro mafia. And you know what? Darth Hideous, I'd be fucking pissed too when I really think about it. I mean, I'm pissed, and I get them at normal prices, and I get fucking livid. So I can't even imagine what it's like living over there knowing that someone is taking a fist and just doing it, like right in that balloon knot. Like no lube, nothing. Fuck, they might even have sandpaper on that fist.
Yeah, dude, if they make them... I would hope that the 700 covers shipping, like the shipping is included. But if it's not, then I don't.
Yeah, you would hope so. And Greg makes another good point. He's like, couldn't they just ship it from China where they're made? It's like, yeah, no shit. It's odd. This is all odd. Yeah. Oh, well, hey, we feel your pain. Trust me, as a collector, I feel your pain. But be a good boy or good girl collector. Let's back this thing, even though we just sat here and poo-pooed on Hasbro. We still want our stuff, right? That's the sickness part of being a collector. You know you're getting fucked. You know you're getting worked over. You know you're getting your wallet emptied for bullshit, but you embrace it, you open your mouth, and you welcome the bullshit, right? I mean, it's just like, give me more, give me more, give me more.
All right. So, I mean, that wraps up the PulseCon reveals. We went through everything: Black Series primary line, archive collection, holiday collection, which is everybody's favorite, clearly. The lightsaber.
Yeah. The sad thing is, as we were reported in our chat here, some of the places are sold out of the holiday figures. But Nick, it's that collector thing. I mean, trust me, I looked at it, I was like, they look different, but I'm just like, no.
Like when I think about this line, and it may just be my fucked up brain because I see all the cool shit that you guys do, and I'm like, dude, I want to see Papa fucking eviscerate one of these holiday figures with an alien, or I want to see Sir Dork light one of these motherfuckers on fire and launch him into space, or like just a cool shit that, like, you know, that Plastic Action could do, or that Lights Camera Tentacle, like all these people who have these incredible minds and these incredible setups. I
get you. I think if anyone could do these holiday things, they're you know, do them right, do them good, show them off, and people actually go, wow, those aren't fucking stupid, Papa. Yeah, because I think he could cook up some violent ass Christmas scene that justifies the goofy paints on the figures, but also, you know, keeps his level of just visceral gore and power that he infuses into his shots.
Exactly. You know, it would be funny to see like a stormtrooper holiday party setup, and then you see like fucking Alien and Predator in there just killing everybody.
You know, stabbing people through the chest plates. So we'll see. You know, who knows? I mean, maybe Hasbro will send some to Papa. Papa's on that the Hasbro big box toy list, so we'll see.
Yes.
But just a recap on all these, I believe you can still pre-order most of the Black Series at other retailers. Clearly don't go to Hasbro Pulse. Unfortunately, the Armorer was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and she is gone. But maybe you'll just spend $55 on one we're going to talk about next if you didn't get that one. The archive releases, I don't believe you can get anywhere quite yet, but they should be fairly easy to find. The holiday stuff, as we were informed in the chat, some of it's selling out, just depends where you're at. The Ahsoka Saber doesn't look like you're getting two, doesn't make a lot of sense. That's not Rosario Dawson. Matt's back into the vintage collection. And anyone that's worth their salt in collecting and being a capitalist, back the HasLab Razor Crest. Okay?
Yes.
All right, so as I just said there is another way to get yourself a 1/12 scale Armorer if you missed out on the, what I think, fairly reasonably priced and good-looking set from Hasbro. But we got teased from SH Figure Arts that they also are releasing a version of the Armorer and the Heavy Mandalorian, everyone's favorite, a.k.a. Jon Favreau. They even made him kind of dumpy like Jon Favreau, so you know Jon had some input into that. Speaking of,
I will say that like up front, the pictures of both of these are janky, and that's because that's all. Like, I don't know if Figure Arts has like put out official photos for these yet, but that's how they.
They always put out bullshit. I mean, this is where I have to import stuff, so I'm. Figures like this, I'm either going to, I believe Hobby Genki is linked in with X-Clue now. Nin Game, Ami, P. Bandai Online. That's typically where I go to find this type of stuff. But I'm going to be honest with you here, Nick, and this is, I don't know, the FOMO is still brewing here with these two figures. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I mean, I'm getting the Figure Arts Mando, so there's that little voice in the back of my mind going, well, if you're getting him, you might as well get the other ones, right? You got to get the wave. There's a whole bullshit that got me in trouble with the 1/6 scale Mandalorian collection. So I am feeling drawn to these reveals. So we got the Armor again. She comes with some pretty cool accessories. I do like the whatever that container is, the ice cream maker. I think that
the ice cream maker from what's his name?
Wilrow's ice cream maker. Obviously, you're getting the Beskar steel in plate form, and you're getting some of her tools. I don't know, dude. I mean, Figure Arts always, for the most part, puts out quality until you want to change a hand, and then you want to smash the fucking figure. But so far, I haven't pulled the trigger on these. The Armorer you can get now.
Yes, available for pre-order now.
The Heavy is not, right? I don't think the Heavy has been listed anywhere.
No, the Heavy's not from what we could see. And that being said, like, I don't know if they were just behind. They hadn't put up the pre-order link yet. I got this off of X-Clue and it wasn't there. But it's not available yet. I will say, man, that like, looking at this Armorer and knowing that the price point that it's going to be
it's going to be. I mean, we're talking, if you're in the States, to get it to your door, you're looking at $70 to $80, I'd say, out the door. Like, that's shipping in the figure.
I mean, in comparison to there's definitely some differences to the Black Series one, but the Black Series one comes with a soft goods back. Right. It comes with, in my opinion, again, like, this is from an uneducated toy person. I have no bearance.
Oh, it's good though. It's good. Like you bring insights that we've either just overlooked these days because we're blinded by the gotta have it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think here?
So I'm looking at the accessories for the Black Series one, and it comes with two versions of the hammer, but one that is like see-through, like from being hot. Right. And it comes with two versions of the tongs. Again, one that's just silver and one that's hot. It comes with a helmet. It comes with the little fire thing as well. And like I said, it has a soft goods back to it. Like, are you really like? I know that the quality of figure arts is better, but
now
like,
you know that.
really,
now you know the struggle I've been having with this figure in particular, because at this
like,
point,
to me, I look at this, I'm like, I would rather have the Black Series that comes with, in my opinion, better accessories than the $75 figure arts one.
In a perfect world, I would buy this version's accessories as a like standalone pack.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's $30 for some Mando 112 scale accessories. I think you're spot on with the figure comparison. This is one I really think I'm just going to sit on the SHF. I'm not going to fuck with it. Just going to stick with the Black Series version. The Heavy, on the other hand, is definitely been giving me some heartburn in what I should do with this guy.
Yeah,
I mean, but let's be real. The Heavy Black Series is a damn good figure too, and I don't know. I mean, outside of probably getting better joint articulation and slightly better quality, I don't know what this Heavy Mando is going to give me over the Black Series Mando. I don't know. I mean, even the helmet here looks like a little too small. I mean, SHF has been going with smaller helmets on their Mando figures, and regular Mando looked odd in his helmet, and you could even argue that this Heavy looks a little, something could be going on. But I mean, the peanut gallery's pointing out to me, and I know, I mean, like, they're saying that, the figure art sculpts and the paint jobs are typically better and everything like that. Well, they should be if you're paying double, triple the price. I guess that's where things get fucky for Australian collectors, where, they're being asked to spend $50 to $60 for a $20 collectible, which to me is harder to swallow than being asked to spend that for an actual $50, $60, $70 collectible.
Yeah, if you're paying $225 for a figure arts figure, then it's really hard to justify that, especially, when at this point we're talking about small differences, but I know that small differences make a huge difference in terms of photography.
It can,
and everything.
It really can. It is. That's what I mean. I've been going back and forth on what to do with the Heavy, because, like I said, I mean, I in the chat now they're like, who's better, figure arts or Mafex, and you know how I deal with a lot of this stuff. I just fucking buy them all because I'm a jerk off. In terms of the Mandalorian, I went nuts. It doesn't matter what scale, what line, I'm pretty much getting them all. It's just now I'm starting to question myself. Like, do I really need the armorer? Do I need another Heavy? That type of stuff. But my general opinion, figure arts more often than not is going to give you better quality than Mafex. Mafex, my friend, sometimes I'm telling you, you'll pick up the figure and the motherfucking thing melts in your hands. Like, the Mafex C-3PO is one of the biggest pieces of shit toys I ever bought in my life. What other Mafex do I have there? Just vomit. I've got like some comic book Mafex. Mafex is hit or miss. They always put out fantastic looking glamour shots, but when you actually get the product, if you get the product, because Mafex is also very slow on stuff, sometimes it's jank as fuck, where you're like, I just got duped by glamour shots and box art versus what I bought. I mean, I'm kind of dealing that with a Neo I just got from PCS Toys. It's like, in the images he looked like fucking Keanu. Now he looks like just some regular schmo. You never know until the fucking figure shows up outside of Hot Toys, for the most part, what you're going to get.
I guess with these guys, you have the benefit of them wearing helmets, so you don't really have that disparity in facial sculpt and like painting that can really fuck up the way that something looks. But yeah, I can see with a Keanu or with anybody that has a real face, like if your face like either paint machine or something, like you get one at the end of the run where the paint is low on the face, like you could literally it could look like a fucking trash heap.
So that's my 2 cents, just kind of answering the peanut gallery here. I am typically gonna go figure arts over Mafex. But in the end, if I can get something for $20 and it's going to look comparable to the higher end, I would love to just stick with the $20. I just have a problem with, it's out there, I need it. When I don't, I fucking don't.
The illness. That's the problem.
If I wasn't lazy, I would move my camera to show the toy table at this point. I mean, you could probably see a little bit, like behind Wicket there. That's one of the latest Mezco Batmans. Behind them, there's a stack of Black Series I haven't opened. So my fucking toy pile is piling up right before a lot of new shit's coming out. So I don't need to buy new shit. Stop it!
Coming to holiday too. I mean, a lot of times you won't get holiday reveals until, middle of October, end of October. So even though we just had big PulseCon shit, I'm sure that Hasbro still has something.
Of course.
To
hey, don't forget,
holiday.
Mando Mondays are going to kick in at the 26th of October. That's the first one. Then we're going to have 9 weeks of that. So they more than likely will be tickling our taints every Monday, getting us worked up. Like, hey, you can get this now. Do you remember that look from the last episode of Mando? Now it's a fucking action figure in 8 different sizes from 50 different retailers.
Dude, 100% that you're going to get a Jin without his helmet. You're gonna get the Jin from episode 8.
Oh, Din. You're talking about. I was like, I was like, Nick, we do need a new Jin Urso as well, because she
we need one.
The Rogue One stuff was released during the derpy days of Black Series, so every one of them looks like they were doing a little something.
You need a whole new Rogue One squadron, but that helmetless Din is coming. Like, I don't know when it's coming, but
why not?
Take it to the
bank.
Why not? Like
that's what I mean. Coming. It's just, I don't know. It's something that I almost need to go get professional help for at this point, because I thought it was bad with the pops. It's fucking ridiculous now. Ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. It's like people only associate addiction with like drugs or alcohol or something like that. Like, addiction is not a physical dependency. In part, it is with those two particular items. But it is a mental dependency
100%
on whatever it is.
Like Friday, I mean, you can ask Tones. He's like, hey, man, are you okay? Like, I was fucking going nuts. Like, blood pressure, all over not being able to spend over $200. Like, that's a fucking problem. That is a mental problem I need to work on with this shit. And doing the toy photography has just made all this 10 times worse. Because now it's like, I can justify the expenses so I can buy more. Because I'll take pictures of them, right? Like, that fucking means anything. There's only...
You're using it. You're using the item.
There's only a few people that actually take pictures of their toys and get legit opportunities out of it. And I'm definitely not one of them. So I don't know what the fuck my problem is. Greg, we're addicted to you, buddy. We love you. We speak your name every episode. So...
And, I mean, so SH Figure Arts, the... Armor is available for pre-order now. The pre-order link that we have is to Hobby Genki, like Matt mentioned. That's through our buddies at X-Clue Magazine. And still to my knowledge, at least, there's no pre-order link for the heavy Mando buddy.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure I'll throw it in Discord as I've been doing. I'm no better than 1/6 shooters or Ivuta. I'm in there too. Poking the collectible bear.
You're like, if I'm spending money, then all motherfuckers need to spend money too.
Hell yeah. And you're for damn sure. When I shared the con exclusives one, that's where if you were Hasbro Pulse VIP or whatever the fuck that means, you could shop a day earlier. And I definitely made sure I was checked out. Got my email confirmation before I shared the link to our fans, because I'm just that type of a dickhead.
Yeah. So our next topic here is still on the merch.
Still collecting. I mean, I'm sorry if you're a non-collecting fan of the SWTS. This just probably has been a miserable episode for you. But that's really... We got
one piece for you right after this that's going to lead us into the fan segment. But this is still on the merchandising / collecting side of things. And it's that Disney's online shop is now selling Galaxy's Edge merchandise, exclusive Galaxy's Edge merchandise. So stuff that you could only get at the parks is now going to be available for, we don't know if it's a limited time. We don't know if it's going to be a limited run, but it's only available on shop.disney or shopdisney.com. And I put up some of the items that are available here. There's actually quite a list of things that you can buy, for everything from t-shirts to pins and all the little things in between. But really the big things that collectors may be interested in is that you can get Galaxy's Edge exclusive lightsabers, character lightsabers now from the shop.
It's not the ones you can build, but it's the ones you could get from Doc's shop.
Yes, stock Ondars, trading posts, so you can get, for example, you have Ventress's lightsaber, you have Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jedi Temple Guard lightsaber. They even have the Vaders and the Anakins on there as well. You can also see that they have like vests, the cloaks.
I mean, hey, Nick,
Jedi
at this
robes.
point in time, I know you're the lightsaber guy.
Yeah.
But thanks to the Star Wars comic books, you could technically claim this Temple Guard lightsaber as Luke's pre-green saber at this point.
Yeah, exactly. This is
like straight canon. Like
Luke
that
Skywalker
is
saber.
Luke Skywalker used this saber.
Yeah. So it's definitely tempting for somebody who's been there. I mean, both Matt and I have gone to Galaxy's Edge. Both Matt and I have.
And these aren't Nick. These aren't these aren't like the Hasbro lightsabers either, are they? Or are they?
No, these are. I mean, the style of build that you had from Savvy's workshop is going to be the style of build from these sabers as well.
So they're going to be a little thicker than they should be. Is that deal?
Yeah, they're not exactly 1-to-1 scale from what I could tell when I was there and I was looking at them. They're a little bit bulkier. They are full metal chassis, so you're not going to get plastic on there. So they're well built, but they're hefty. Like they're hefty blades. They're also not going to come with from what I could tell, they're not going to come with the electronics. So you're not going to get a blade. You have to get the blade separately. So the blade is listed on there. So if you want a blade,
you gotta love it. You gotta love Disney.
Tack on $50 for a blade if you want one. Oh my
God.
And from what I can see here, you get the saber itself and you get a case for it. So for $150, you do get the hilt and a case. It is electronic, so it does come.
You know what? That may not be that bad of a setup when I think about it, because you could be someone that just wants the fucking hilt. So why spend all the money for the blade? So I'm going to take that back.
Yeah, and look, here's the thing too. If you have one blade from Galaxy's Edge,
plug and play.
If you've done, you can put it into other sabers, so you don't need one for each one of them. So you get, this is what comes with it: lightsaber hilt inspired by whoever. You get the hilt case and the hilt itself, and then each of the cases is actually specially built. So with the Vader saber, you're gonna get like an Imperial case that has the Imperial crest on it, and for the other ones, you get one that is inspired by that particular character. So for example, oh man, everything just went away. I was gonna look at the Ahsoka one, or not the Ahsoka one, the Asajj Ventress one, but it's like when the website reloads, it remakes everything.
Oh, wow.
So it's illuminate. It has it illuminates. It has sounds, and then it also has the coordinates lightsaber clip that you can get as well.
I'll tell you what, man. I mean, the stuff that interests me. I'm probably a little too old for this, and I'd never do it again. I've done it once in my life, but the cosplay stuff you can get from here is about it's as legit as it gets. Yeah, you know, like if you got the money and you got a kid that's into this, and they're like, "Hey, Dad, hey, Mom, I really want to be a Jedi this year." You know, don't chintz on it and try to make it yourself like I did when I was 20. Just fucking buy it. I mean, look how. And I'm just talking about the graphic on StarWarsTime.net right now, but. I mean, those are legit tunics. You're getting legit belts. I believe they also sell fucking boots and shit. The robes.
You can buy like full.
Yeah, the whole shoot and match you can get. Setup. So I'm telling you right now, like I said, if you got kids and this is what they want to be, or if you're an adult that still goes to Halloween stuff, I don't subscribe to that. I mean, call me what you want. I think people in their late 30s, 40s, 50s going to adult Halloween parties have mental problems. I don't get it. Like, I like to drink and have a good time too, but why the fuck do we got to dress up? Like, come on.
I will say that the way that this website's functioning right now, it's a little weird, because sometimes when I search Galaxy's Edge, it only shows me 17 products. Sometimes when I search it shows me 50. So it's acting a little wonky. But like, you can buy full setups. Like, you can buy the adult full Galaxy's Edge light side.
What's the final price for this?
It's $125, and you get the tunic, what you see on StarWarsTime.net. You get the robe, you get the belt, and you get a lightsaber clip.
Huh.
So that's full go.
I mean, for like a Disney thing, that's not that bad. And I've seen these,
really
and I've
not.
seen these up close. I mean, they are legit.
Yeah, and it looks like a lot of this shit. So the reason that you're having issues is a lot of shit sold out. Like this full adult set is sold out for the light side. The full dark side set also sold out. All these lightsabers sold out. Like they went quick.
I'm laughing because
really
Mr. Rose Tico is making fun of me for not liking 40-year-olds at a Halloween party. I just admit what it is. Y'all just want to go and get fucking drunk. Just go do it. Like you don't have to get dressed up to go get fucked up with other older people. It's not that hard. Like, you guys want to have some drinks? Let's go. I'll fire up the Zoom on Saturday. We'll sit here and drink. I'm not going to get fucking dressed up though.
You don't need an excuse to do it. But yeah, so this stuff was up, but I think that a majority of these items are sold out already. If you go on there, if you click on the link that we have on StarWarsTime.net, it will take you automatically to the Galaxy's Edge section of the Disney shop, which is not actually a section. You have to search for Galaxy's Edge and it will show you all these things. They will show you what's available, and what's available. They have t-shirts, Millennium Falcon t-shirts. They have the Hondo Onaka Funko Pop. You have some K2SO pins and some other trinkety kind of knick-knacky items, but all of the big ticket stuff like the lightsabers, like the tunics and the full garb for costumes, all sold out already.
All right, Mr. Tico is not going to let this go, so I will keep talking about it. Yes, I spend thousands of dollars on toys. They're not kids' toys. They're collectibles. Darth Hideous already let you know that these aren't made for kids. They're made for collectors. And I can sell these for money. You can't sell your fucking stupid Halloween costumes that you went and wore with other adults to get drunk with.
Matt's got a point there. There is resale value.
Made. Checkmate. I checkmate, Tico. Checkmate.
I'll do easy costumes. Like last year, I was Bob Ross, and all that took from me was a wig, just the Bob Ross wig.
I don't know, man. I've got a hard on for adult Halloween parties. Maybe something happened to me in college. Maybe someone played with my butt when I was drunk. I don't know, but I don't like adult themed Halloween parties. Call it a phobia, if you will.
So now Klondike is expecting us to be dressed up for our Halloween episode of Star Wars Time Show on the live stream.
it'll be more normal to do it virtually. I agree. I could get down with it doing it virtually. I'll throw on my Jedi robe.
That's basically what.
And that's it.
Too.
I'm gonna have my robe,
I'll throw the hood up.
my fat sagging man tits hanging out, and my little balls will be peeking out through it too. So
there you go. So. Shop.disney.com or shopdisney.com. Search Galaxy's Edge on
Tones,
there.
I'm way too short to be the Hulk, buddy. I'd be like the Hulk's, bastard
kid,
son.
Which is actually there's a kid Hulk, right? I think there's a kid Hulk.
Yes, if you want to get into would I ask someone to dress up like a Twi'lek or to Groot? Sure, why not? I mean, but that's to have sexual odd fantasies with. It's not to go and that's look at other adults and let's be real. Some of these adults shouldn't be wearing the costumes they're wearing. Like they look like adults. You got the lard cellulite hanging out. I don't know. Hey, to each your own. I'm not going to shit on anyone else's parade, but I will yell about stuff. I will yell. I'm not like some other people in this country where they yell about other people's stuff and literally try to affect it. I just yell into the air, right? Just expel it.
Old man yelling at clouds. So next up, our last piece before we move on. To the fan
not
segment,
toy stuff.
It's not toy stuff. It's not. This is an actual. This isn't even a rumor from leaks. This is a rumor from the person himself.
Right. I love toys. I mean, we know this, but it's just too much toy talk.
Yeah, there was a lot this week.
I don't even know how Nick is a lot. If I were you, I would have just fucking fallen asleep an hour ago. I'm sure that's what most people did. So let's go.
Brando Calrissian checked out. He was like, "Fuck you guys. I can't say
this."
He's like, give me
He's
some
like,
real
I
news.
already read all this toy hate online. I don't need to hear it again. So
yeah. So this isn't necessarily news. This is from Rahul Kohli, which if you're familiar with the show iZombie, that is Ravi from iZombie. That's his most prominent role in Hollywood to this point. He's also had some guest spots on Supergirl. But he is a very active member of Twitter. He is a big fan of the Star Wars universe. He's always talking about Star Wars, always talking about potential roles for him to play in Star Wars. And one thing that he dropped recently was this tweet that was pretty, innocuous to most people, unless you're a Star Wars fan. He says, "I've gotten into that Lothal orphan, force-sensitive, trained by Kanan Jarrus kind of shape for no particular reason."
Right. Okay, let's just stop right there. I don't know, man. I mean, he could be a massive Star Wars fan, and he really could just be fucking around. I don't even see that being a remote possibility. Like, who in their right mind, just casually, 1:45 p.m. on the 24th, so this would have been Thursday, is just sitting there and they're going to type that out just for shits and giggles. Like, that wouldn't even come to me just for shits and giggles. I mean, it's cheeky. It's smart. It doesn't confirm anything, but it confirms everything. But it's just like, how can you then backtrack? Be like, oh, I was just fucking around. Like, who fucks around like that? Like, we run a Star Wars website and a podcast, and we don't send out tweets just fucking around like that. You know what I mean? It's like, something had to be on this guy's mind. He has to know something, or he is in fact live action Ezra Bridger.
Yeah, so he was quick to kind of, I don't want to say pull back, but he was quick to put out some sort of retractions on Twitter.
Right, because Games Radar, they started running with it. I'm sure other sites are running with it, but I mean, Games Radar is like, don't toy with us, Rahul. Our hearts can't take it. And he replies, oh, fuck, I was just goofing around. Where the fuck is my publicist? Please take over my social accounts with the emoji. So, yeah. But it's like I said, I mean, I could see someone fucking around with current event type of shit, but who just sits there and fucks around with just random Star Wars tweets that are like so spot on?
Yeah, it's not even that, like, and even if you listen to like the rumor mill around The Mandalorian, not a lot of people were talking about Ezra's going to be in this. Not a lot of people were throwing that out. Even the leakers, they weren't heavy on the Ezra stuff. And it's not like Rebels just ended. It's not like Ezra was involved in the final season of Clone Wars. Like, this Ezra as a character has been finished for a couple years now. And for him to just come out and drop this, and then even after that retraction tweet, he says, I was just goofing around. He replied to himself saying, gonna go hide for a while now. My bad, everybody. Have a lovely rest of the day. And then he puts a picture of himself right next to a picture of Ezra from the end of Rebels, where he's like an aged Ezra. And they look exactly alike. Yeah. They look very similar, I will say. They look very, very similar.
I guess my point is, it just goes back to, if you just want to fuck around on Twitter one day, how do we get to this unless you are trying to troll the fan base?
Yeah, I mean, like, you have to be just straight out trolling in order to do this. And I don't think that I don't know. Like, I don't follow Rahul. I didn't follow him.
I don't peg him as a Star Wars fan troller. I don't see it that way.
I don't think so. And then it continued on. It continued on. So he didn't just leave it at that tweet. An hour later, he sends out a video from his car, and Matt was very astute. This is why Matt does our Easter egg breakdown for any shows that we watch, because I watched it, and he's like, look, I was just goofing around. This was all fan casting. This was not real. But then Matt astutely noticed that if you crank the volume up on this video that you can see, StarWarsTime.net, if you go to this post, there's Mandalorian music playing in the background, and then he gives you a nice little ing at the end, nice little wink right at the end of that.
I'm not going to play it because you guys won't hear it anyways, and it'll just fuck everything else up, and it's already been a tech nightmare type of show. But as Nick said, if you play this kind of apology, if you will, or clarification video, literally has Mandalorian theme music in the background. And when he's all done, basically saying, oh, yeah, it's just a bunch of bullshit. The most cheeky wink you've ever seen, as in like, wink, wink. What I just said was a crock of shit, but I have to type of deal.
Yeah.
So let's kind of run with this. I mean, Tones even kind of brought it up. You and I were talking about it beforehand. Based on our space math, we figured Ezra would be about 10 to 12 years older than the last time we saw him in Star Wars Rebels. If he did show up in Mando Season 2, which we know at this point is literally picking up right where S1 left off. So I think Ezra would be in his, mid-20s, mid to late 20s?
Late 20s, probably. Right. Yeah, so figure 28, 29, maybe 30 if you're pushing. If he was 18 at the end of Rebels, and then we're 12 years out.
Right, that's probably the oldest we can make him, just kind of pulling years out of our ass. But we kind of did the math. I mean, you got to remember, Rebels ended well before the Battle of Yavin. Battle of Yavin, you then have 3 to 4 years in between that and the fall of the Empire. Mando takes place 6 to 7 after the fall. So Ott plus Ott equals Ott. That's how we came up with the 10 to 12 years. This gentleman, I believe, as Tone just said in the Peanut Gallery, is going to be about 34. But hey, this is Hollywood. Yeah. There's makeup, there's this, that, and the other thing. And quite frankly, if I scroll back to the splits, it's about as damn close as you're going to get as a live action Ezra Bridger without, doing some face prosthetics, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, and look, he's got a little bit of gray in his beard, but one thing that Matt and I also threw out was, if Ezra is out in these unknown regions, or he's out in some sort of area of wild space, or he's being distorted by space-time, there's a lot of ways that he could look a little bit older
who knows,
than what he is.
Who knows what type of shit he's been through. I mean, we all probably have an alcoholic in our lives. I mean, look at what they look like physically. Yeah. Compared to someone same age that doesn't drink every day. It's a disturbing difference in my opinion, but stresses of the world, stresses of being out there with Thrawn. I mean, this is getting goofy, but remember those hyperspace whales essentially broke out the glass on that Star Destroyer, so who the fuck knows what type of shit was getting flung at those two as they were pulled into hyperspace with essentially not an airtight seal. The guy could have been through some shit and definitely look a little older if he shows up. So I guess, if we're going to run with this, if there is going to be a live action Ezra, is this something where, as John has said, the route they're going, the Game of Thrones route, does he just kind of randomly show up and go away, but then gets further expanded in his own series, a Thrawn series, a Rebel series? Does he become a regular in Mando? Do we check in with him and not see him again for another season? How do you think an Ezra can work? Because he's even harder, in my opinion, to bring back without some sort of setup than Boba Fett. I mean, Boba Fett, we can write that away. I mean, okay, he gets out of the Sarlacc somehow. How are you just going to glance over the fact that this guy got sucked away to the unknown regions with an arch villain, and now he's just back into the mix somehow? So I think that's the tricky thing.
I think if we get a reveal of Ezra in Mando Season 2, it almost necessitates a second live action series that will then focus solely on him.
Right. Or he has to get an episode or two, because I think a lot of us forget, Game of Thrones came from novels, just like a lot of this stuff is coming from either animated series, comic books, this, that, and the other thing. And Game of Thrones, I mean, outside of that A season, and outside the fact that Fuckhead still hasn't even written the last 2 books, for the most part, did a great job of bringing in all of those major character pieces and giving them some room to breathe and grow on their own, while also kind of keeping the core narrative of the Stark children intact. So based on what Favreau said, this not being a Mando-centric season, yes, obviously our introduction, I think, would be through Mando or someone Mando's working with. But Ezra could potentially just kind of go away for an episode or two, and then maybe episode 8, hey, this is Ezra's episode for 15, 20 minutes. Because
I think the reason that worked really well with Game of Thrones is because their episode length was a lot longer. Like you were working typically with hour-long episodes.
But I mean, we know from the creators they're going in this narrative direction. We are no longer just going to see Mando for the full 30, 40 minutes every episode. I'm thinking we might not see Mando for an entire episode this season, or maybe just like the first 10 seconds. And then it's on to someone else. So if Ezra is showing up in Mando, it has to be done in a way kind of like you said, or I said, where he's teased, he's introduced, it means something, but then he's got to get some stuff explained either in future episodes or in his own series. Tone's example of how they introduce Black Widow, I think works for Ezra. She just kind of shows up in Iron Man 2, is background, makes an impact by the end, and then, you know, all these years down the road, she's one of the most impactful Avengers, and now she's going to get her own movie finally. So,
oh yeah, no, that's definitely possible. But I also think that if I don't think that you can do for fans who have actually followed this
nut jobs. Let's clarify that. Like, people like us,
yeah, crazy people. Like, you can't do it without Thrawn, though. Like, in my opinion, like if Ezra comes in, Thrawn has to be there. Of course, we've
talked about that. This is where things get dicey with all this, and why maybe this is why he was having fun with it. But you would think Thrawn, Ezra, Sabine, and Ahsoka are almost a combo deal at this point to just end their tale or pick up where it left off. I mean, that you want to talk about a cliffhanger. All 4 of them jumped off one of the biggest TV cliffhangers I've ever been a part of or experienced, because they're all 4 major characters. 2 of them, their fates are directly unknown. Like, we have no idea what happened to Thrawn and Ezra pre the fall of the Empire at this point. We have no idea. We just know they are sucked away on Thrawn's Star Destroyer by hyperspace whales. We do know that Sabine and Ahsoka fought with the rebels, helped take down the Empire, and then when that was all settled out and the New Republic was starting to come to, they decided to go out and look for their friend, or that was heavily implied in the epilogue. Which
then puts us in a very odd position here, because based off of the epilogue, like you said, they fought to the end of the Empire, they went out to look for their friend, but if he's now in this series, then he's been here all along. Unless he just came back, unless he like literally just came back from fucking wild space, from the unknown regions or whatever.
And I think we're just, I don't know, I think we're agreeing about the same shit, but we're just too dumb to actually say the words where we're both going to be like, yeah. I think we both agree. I mean, to bring him back, it's very tricky. It's way trickier than Boba Fett. There's just a lot of mystery there.
I guess it was because the implication in the epilogue was that like we've been looking for him forever,
right? Or
like that was what you assume was going to happen, is that this search was going to extend and
maybe they just casually approach it as if Ahsoka or Sabine is in the show when Mando dips in with them, they've already found them, and they just found them, and that's how Mando hears about, like, oh my god, a Force user has come back from blah blah blah. And he's like, let me go check this out. And then that's how he runs into all of them. And it's just a quick little, hey. And then, you know, they slowly become bigger parts of the show.
Very possible.
Mr. Tico's making a good point here. And I guess you should know this because you're a student of the CHIS. But according to him, post the fall of the Empire, Thrawn would no longer be down with the remnant, essentially.
Well, yeah. It's tricky because Thrawn wasn't around in real space, like in the core worlds, during the remainder of the Imperial reign. Like he would essentially come back and not know what's going on.
They have to do a buddy cop show now. Just Ezra and Thrawn. You have to. You're right. I mean, there's so many little nuances to this character's journey, and Thrawn. I mean, I'd argue Thrawn's probably even more popular in the Star Wars fandom than Ezra.
Yeah, and here's the thing about Thrawn, and I mean, you know, the intern is right. His loyalty, his fealty to the Empire was only basically to the Emperor himself. I mean, like he pledged an oath to the Emperor to serve under him and serve in his Imperial army. So technically, when he comes back, his fealty is done. Like he doesn't need to do it anymore. Right. But also, you're probably, if people know that Thrawn's back, especially people within the remnant like Moff Gideon, if they know he's back, they're like, you're a fucking Grand Admiral. You need to help lead us.
He would definitely be a mark. I mean, he would be a mark. They'd be like, yo, either get in line or, you know, you're with us or against us type of shit.
Yeah. So his character would be way more tricky to pull off if they're going to include him than any of the other ones, because he does have this broken loyalty between now the Emperor's dead, Darth Vader's dead, all of the things that he was working for in terms of the Imperial superstructure are gone. Like he could very easily just go back to Chiss, the Chiss ascendancy, and say like, hey, I'm back.
Well, that's, I think we've hinted at it before, and Tico just talked about in the chat here, but Thrawn strikes me as someone that just based on whatever situation he's in, he's going to make the most out of it. He clearly would respect Ezra's abilities. And I think over time, if they were marooned together, obviously it'd be contentious at first, especially from Ezra's point of view, because Ezra, let's remember, his last act was to essentially sacrifice himself because of Thrawn. So I think Thrawn probably appreciates Ezra much more than Ezra appreciates Thrawn right at the end of Rebels. But over time, I think they both come to appreciate each other. Maybe they come to see each other's points of view in some capacity, and ultimately, you know, could become partners in some sort of whatever. Do they go back to the Chiss? I don't know. Do they come back to the known regions? Who knows? But if you're going to have Ezra, Thrawn has to be addressed. And I think if he's addressed in just a casual conversation, it's going to light people's asses on fire.
Yeah, I really do think that he would need to be involved directly in some sort of way. So, I mean, of course I'm fucking down for Ezra being in it. I just think that there needs to be substance behind it. I think that if he was in one episode and then kind of drifted away, that would not do. I didn't say that the right way. I'm saying like he gets introduced again. We learn why he was introduced, but then we don't see him for a few more episodes when they cross paths again, or whatever Ezra's doing is impacting the global narrative, if you will. Because I think that's what we're gonna have. It really is gonna move from just what is Mando doing to, okay, we know what Mando's doing now. We have his narrative arc has been set in stone for the most part. He needs to protect this child and find space wizards. Yep.
Okay, but what is Ahsoka's if she's in it? What is Sabine's if she's in it? What is Ezra's if he's in it? What is Thrawn's if he's in it? You know, what's Grief? What's Kara? You know, what's the guy building the next IG-11? Like, there's going to be agenda. There's going to be multiple agendas now.
Yeah, you can't. Your storyline is not going to be solely focused on the returning.
And it could be great. It could be great because, as they said, the creators, Favreau, Filoni, we could really start opening up our Star Wars of Thrones character guide, our map, and really start, as they said they're doing, expanding the Star Wars universe and incorporating old and new. So I think it's gonna be rad. I love Ezra. I love Rebels. I'm down for this. I'm down for it in Mando or even a standalone. Like if you believe the Pooh Flingers, this is probably a standalone series at this point, because we're getting standalone Ezra, standalone Thrawn, standalone Ahsoka, standalone Sabine, standalone Stormtrooper. I mean, you name it. So
yeah, everything's standalone. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, it could be that he's introduced there and then spins off to a standalone. One thing I will say about the casting is I've never watched iZombie, so I don't know what Ravi sounds like. Raul Coley has a very clearly Australian accent.
These guys get paid money to fuck with their voice, so I think he'll figure it out. I would
hope that he can modify.
He'll figure it out, or just get the voice actor to dub it in. We'll do him dirty like Ray Park, have him do all the heavy lifting, and then in ADR they just dub in the actual Ezra voice actor.
Yeah,
but I'm down for this. I'd love to see it. I guess a kind of another little tangent we can go on while we're talking about Ezra is, I mean, ultimately, do you want to learn about the continuation of his story in live action version or in sticking with the animated?
Seeing what live action can be, I'm always going to skew that way now, right? Because I love the animated properties. I do, but I just don't think. And this is not me being a selfish Star Wars fan. This is me wanting other people to get interested in expanded narrative as well. I think more people are interested in live action content than they are animated.
You're 100% right. And that's why a lot of people missed out on Rebels initially or Clone Wars. And now they're like, oh shit, I should have watched this. It's kind of the Solo syndrome where you're like, fuck it. I'm not going to see it. I know better. But when you actually watch it, it's like, okay, there's some great content here.
Yeah, there's some really good shit here. So
I think you're 100%. I think what you're saying is how a lot of Star Wars fans are. Me, I still enjoy cartoons. There it goes back to Tico's point. I have a kid's mind. I just don't like Halloween parties. Okay.
Yeah. So I would take either. Like, I think it would be easier for them to just pick up with animation.
Fuck yeah.
And say, the shit's all here. We already know what we're doing. Let's go. Than to actually have to go in and hire.
I agree. So in my opinion, I think if they just did a final season of Rebels, something like that, and it just focused on the four we talked about, and obviously let's throw Zeb back in there and Callus.
You got to get, throw in. I mean, like you would have to check on Hera.
Yeah, you'd have to get the whole crew in there. But the main point of that lone season, kind of like we had with the Clone Wars, would be to button up these major arcs that they left wide open. I mean, wide the fuck open. They have plans. You don't take a character that Filoni created like Ezra and just leave him flapping out in the wind. I mean, look what he has done with Ahsoka. Look how she has grown throughout the years to the point where we're probably going to see her live action. So I think the easiest way to do it would be to let's explain what we all want. What were they up to? Does he get back? How did he get back? Thrawn this, Thrawn that. Then, let's go ahead and start dipping him into the sprinkling in like we're hearing Ahsoka is going to be sprinkled in. That would be my preference, I think.
Yeah. So, and then also there's some good fan art that people started making like immediately after he put that out. Like there were people who just came up with like full real ass paintings of Raul Coley as Ezra, and then some people did their like stylized versions as well. So
no, it definitely worked. Like he works 100%, and he clearly knows the material. He clearly knows the fandom. I would say this guy would be a great candidate for a live action Ezra. It'll be very interesting to see if it does pan out and how they get him in. Because if he is not, this guy's a master troll. Troll. This would be like almost evil genius shit. Because like I said, I mean, he's sitting around on a midday on a Thursday, just going, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck with Star Wars world," and did it in a perfect way. I mean, it's so tongue in cheek. Like I'm revealing what I'm doing by not, or I'm just trolling. So. Good stuff there, Rahul. We like that. We like that shit. Yeah. And we are speaking your name. Happens. Yeah.
I hope it totally happens. So.
Yeah, Peanut Gallery. Cartoons do rule. If you want to watch a cartoon that shouldn't be a cartoon, that's like one of the most fucked up cartoons I've ever seen, Harley Quinn on HBO Max. Just as a tease, the second episode, I believe, this term is used multiple times at a young kid's bar mitzvah, finger banging. Okay, that's all you need to know. Harley Quinn, the show, makes me blush sometimes, and you know how fucked up my mouth is. It's just one of those. It's one of those cartoons where you're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, no, I have nothing against cartoons. I mean, like Big Mouth on Netflix is just vulgar as fuck, and then I think Tones just said that the new Jurassic Park cartoon's really good too. I mean, I've watched episodes of it. It's actually really good and really well made. I just think that. If we want to get the narratives out there to more people, live action is the way to go. Fuck
more people. We just care about us Star Wars fans, right? Those of us that have been there from day one consuming every form of content and not tipping our noses up at it because we're too good. So, all right, Ezra. We spoke your name. Hopefully you show up in live action style.
All right, so moving on to the fan segment this week. There's only one piece of fan segment because you guys let me down last week. You really hurt my feelings by not responding to my question. As always,
we blame our problems on the rest of the world.
This is all
it's the American way.
Your fault.
It is the American way.
Your fault. So we only have one thing from the fan segment. We have the final battle in the droid throwdown, the Battlebots bracket, and it was a pretty handy victory by our good buddy and the Star Wars savior himself, R2-D2. He was going up against the number 3 seed Droideka. He was the number 5 seed, and it was a beatdown, 79% to 21% for our good buddy R2-D2. And again, the fans have let me down once more because there was less than 100 votes on here. So there was 89 total votes on this poll, seen by over 205 people.
Well,
to the
Nick
120 plus who saw it and did not vote, you have clearly shown me that I am no longer welcome.
Welcome to my life as a Star Wars fan trying to interact with other Star Wars fans and actually have them interact with me. This is my Star Wars YouTube life in a nutshell, essentially. It's a little bit worse here because, we have the 6,000 base. 200 people are seeing it and still less than half are interacting. We're on YouTube. We're still less than 600 total, but it's like when I put out the comic book videos and they get 15 views. It does come to a point. Like I was like, hey, Nick, no question this week. And he's like, hey, fuck it. Like no one's doing it. So why? I get it. Yeah, like, I wish I could be more like Nick. Like if I could be more like Nick, I'd actually be excited about The Mandalorian starting on the 30th. Right now, I'm like, it's going to be a whole fucking day's worth of work before I start real work. Like, I get up at like 5:30 or 6 on Mando Fridays to get in a few hours of that shit before I do my real shit, and then I'm back to the Mando shit in the evening. So, if I could be like Nick and just take the message, like no one likes us, it would save me a lot of fucking time, man. A lot of fucking time and effort.
So, we're either going to be retool, like after this very poor showing in the Battlebots bracket.
We're canceling it all. The whole fucking fan segment is done. Well, watch. Everyone hangs up. Click, 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 click.
Yeah. There will not be another battle bracket here. We're going to try to retool the fan segment to see what we can do that may bring some more interaction.
So what he's saying is we're taking our fucking ball and going home.
Yeah, we'll try to think of some new ideas. There's the idea out there that Matt does a either weekly or bi-weekly
let's make this this is the third week in a row now where I'll pledge to actually get that graphic out. So
the fan art breakdown. So if you guys want him to to tastefully critique your work, we can do that. We've had suggestions from our Discord members of doing
a lot of those suggestions. Nick, are just buy us more stuff.
Yeah, just give us free stuff.
Okay,
one of the ones that I liked was like asking actual trivia questions, like asking trivia questions throughout the week, either one or a couple, and see how many people get it right. I think I think it's a good idea, but the good thing that I liked about the question of the week while it was still popular was that you're actually getting responses to read and you're getting direct interactions.
I mean, maybe we mix it in and out. I really do want the question of the week to remain a staple. I mean, I think the tournament, we can definitely take a break. We did 3 of those back to back to back. Let's take a break on that one, and maybe next fan segment, not this one, but next week, we'll poll the live stream here to see what type of battle bracket we should go with next. But something's got to happen here. Like the diehards are the diehards. We got to expand that circle of diehards. And IG is going through its annual algo fuck. So I'm sure some of that's not helping. But when you tell me that it's been viewed 200 and we only getting less than 100 interactions, that's starting to feel a little personal.
Yeah, so that's the end of the droid battle bracket. R2-D2 is your victor.
Yeah, go fuck yourselves, you lazy assholes.
The loser voters who voted for the Droideka, Action Figure Noob, Cryophotography, Nico Tronus, Liam, and Baron's Black Series. Those were the loser voters. Everybody else who actually voted on it voted for the winning side. So That's the end of the fan segment. Like I said, we're going to take some time to think of some new things to do. I may put out a question of the week earlier this week, so maybe on Friday, give you guys time to answer it over the weekend and then roll into it. But yeah, for now, we're definitely going to be hitting the drawing board again because all of you people hate
just
us.
a lot. I mean,
So-
that's stalled out. The growth has stalled out. I mean, we have definitely settled into the 2,000 number, which is, way better than this time last year. But let's go. We need to expand beyond just the hardcore and the toy crowd. Although this episode would be terrible unless you like toys. So maybe we don't. Maybe we don't promote 130 as something to listen to for just a casual Star Wars fan.
Toy extravaganza is what this one is. So. That's going to roll us right into our top 5 Star Wars fan artist features of the week. So still focusing on you fucks who hate us, but you know what?
Hey, you guys know it's getting bad when this guy over here is starting to talk like me. Like when he's starting to give you the fucks, something's off. So interact with the kids' stuff, will you?
Look, man, we try to put content out that you people will enjoy.
I love it.
And clearly, we need to do some self-reflection.
Hey, Nick, you tell him, buddy. You tell him. No, fuck them. I always blame it on them, right? We put in our effort, and now it's up to them to start growing this shitty show.
It's very true. And then this week with the top 5 is a Haywood Pop Shop breakdown.
Oh my god, I love when Nick gets angry. I'm sorry. Let me compose myself. It doesn't happen that much. Like he only gets this worked up at me, like when I'm poking him on a point. So this is new. I mean, watch out. Hold on.
I just thought that we would have 100 votes at least on the final droid.
In this new live stream setup, I can create a highlight. Here you go.
Oh, okay.
Create a highlight. Oh shit! This is like gonna break something. Cancel. Okay,
yeah,
whoa! Stop.
It's gonna explode it right in the middle.
Yeah, it literally started loading up other pages and shit. Hey, Tones, we know you love you. We just can't find anybody else to love us.
Yeah,
we know. Like I said, the fandos, the assholes, the live streamers. We feel it. Trust me. We just need to get all these other dickheads to join in on the nonsense. All right, man, so let's get into it. As he said, we are at the top 5 Star Wars fan artist features of the week. This is a shit on a Matt shot week, so we'll get to that at the end. But starting off here, one of my personal favorite accounts out there, I know a lot of people like him, and that is Mr. @sunset_doom with just a very emotionally poignant shot of Plo Koon and Wolf the clone.
Yeah, I mean, Sunset Doom was one that you actually introduced to me through one of the first times that we did the Matt Plus One, the top 1 of the week, and ever since you showed me his account, he's been one of my favorites as well. And it's because of things like this emotionally evocative shot where you can tell that the Plo and Wolf just finished some sort of just bloody battle.
Right.
And they're both just destroyed inside. And Wolf is just breaking down, but Plo is there to pick him back up and really put his hand out and give him the strength to continue. And this is stuff that really we haven't got to see since the Clone Wars, the emotional side of the clones' journey, because up until that point we just assumed these they're just destroyers, they're programmed killers and they have no emotion. But it was through the Clone Wars and it was through seeing the interactions with the Jedi, their generals, that we realized that clones are literal emotional human beings still. And it's really awesome to see a shot that brings that out.
I mean, Sunset does what I do even better. I mean, he's very it's portrait heavy, but he always gets the emotions to kind of scream out of the shot here. And that's just like you said, that's what I picked up on. It's just Wolf just super bummed out, and his Jedi general's like, come on, soldier, suck it up, buddy, suck it up. War is hell, that type of stuff. This is also a Sunset's running with a kit bash on Plo here. I don't know if Southpaw or South P was the first one to come up with this idea or someone else, but Nick, you notice the arms there.
The arm guards
right,
are like the Kenobi
exactly,
arms, right?
exactly. It's what a lot of the Jedis wore at the start of the Clone Wars. They'd slap on some clone armor. I mean, Kenobi wore it. Kenobi, hell, he was wearing like the shoulder plates, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So what collectors are doing is they're obviously boiling their figures and they're popping the arms off of the Rogue One tank commander figure. Okay. Apparently those work perfectly for these Jedis. I've also seen this done to Kit Fisto. It's just a nice way to kind of get these figures to be as Clone Wars era correct as you can. Because, I mean, this is a guy, this is a figure, you look at his robe. Oh, they can't see the pics. You look at dude's robe here.
Oh, you still have
there you go.
The slack.
Sorry about that. I'm a jerk off. This is the guy I was talking about earlier. I mean, he comes with a soft goods robe, but he's the one that has like the KKK style hood.
Oh yeah, the fucking pointy.
So I mean, to me, this Plo Koon looks even better with this kit bash setup here.
Yeah, I mean, it looks incredible.
Those of you looking to do this, like I said, check out South P24. Like I said, I don't know if he's the one that kind of genesis this idea, but he has put out some videos on how to do it. It's a quick boil job and arm and hand swap with Plo and the Rogue One tank commander. But yeah, I mean, Sunset Doom, just a pimp at doing these portraits. I'm pretty sure every shot he takes is in his front yard. No real backdrop, just manipulates light and uses a fucking hose, literally like a hose, yard hose. And here we go. Just a very, very good toy photographer at the portrait genre.
Yes, incredible work here. So at Sunset_Doom, give him a follow. Like I said, it's one of our favorite accounts here at the Star Wars Time Show. The guy always puts out just top quality work and shots on a regular basis. So give him a follow. Next up is, I think this may be a first time feature here for at Texas Navy
definitely
2018.
A first time on the top 5. Might have been a few over the 2 years we've been doing this because we're coming up on our 2 year in November, I believe, Nick. Yes, Texas Navy has been tagging for a long time, and this is the one that finally caught. So a big win. Big win there. I mean, got the feature for me and then got the super nod from Nick for the top 5.
Yeah. And so what we see here on this shot is our favorite Mandalorian female, Sabine Wren, right up front and center. And then in the background, you see our good buddy, Heavy Mando, sitting there, and they're clearly in the midst of some sort of explosion, some sort of battle. Sabine's got both of her pistols drawn. Heavy's got his chain gun out and ready to go. And there's just some really good bokeh coming in from the left side of the image. I just really like how he was able to capture both of these figures in such a cool way. And like this action scene, I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, for us more static photographers, we're not doing the action heavy scenes. It is always a good idea to incorporate other figures in your background. Heavy's clearly not the main focus, but just having him back there adds a lot more to the shot. It turns from just a completely static portrait into, as Nick said, kind of a snap of an action moment. This is something I fuck up all the time. Like I'll roll out there and, like I said, I don't ever have a process. I just start throwing shit down. Like, fuck it, I got time, throwing the figure down. I mean, my most recent shoot, I walked out with Wicket and Princess Leia from Return of the Jedi, the Hot Toys style. Just to show you how unplanned I am with this shit. I was so fucking lazy, I didn't even put Princess Leia's belt over her Endor smock. So all the shots are not even that accurate. I'm just a dildo, okay? But it's also why I forget, layer in other, be it accessories, barrels, this, that, or the other thing. Having shit in your background can really make a shot that is a portrait meant to be more static, can add a dynamic feel to it. And I think that's what Texas Navy 2018 did here.
Yeah, and he executed it really well. So beautiful shot at Texas Navy 2018 on Instagram. give him a follow. A loyal tagger of the hashtag Star Wars Time Show hashtag. So good stuff there. Next up is our good buddy that doesn't use our tag. I don't know. He may have started soon or recently, but
but it's hard to pass. Again, like these guys, I'm not going to be a douchebag. I mean, their shit's fantastic. It's like Plastic Action remembers sometimes, and we got our big boy. We got Papa. I mean, we've got Super Scoundrel. They remember. We're not complete scumbags, but even Work More or Less is antagonist these days. So.
Yeah, Jason's done. He's done his interview. Yeah. He's already gotten what he wants out of us. He doesn't need anything.
But either way, I mean, if I do come across these on the Star Wars Time Show account, I mean, it's hard to pass up on work like this from at Black Series.
This is from at BLKSRS Black Series, aka Zay, and he has. I mean. Like the guy is a professional, like the guy is an absolute killer. So what we see here in this shot is Captain Phasma on a battlefield, and we see strewn in front of her. What's going on here, Nick?
I'm glad that you just ran with that and just ran with her being Phasma, because this has actually popped up in the toy pick community with this figure. So we're looking at the carbonized, just regular Stormtrooper figure.
Oh wow! So this isn't even Phasma.
No. I mean, look at the helmet. It's not First Order.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Right. It's not the same.
But don't. It's not your fault, Nick. Okay. Don't start shitting on yourself. A lot of people. I don't think Black Series is the first one to kind of run with this concept, but a lot of people have ran with this. Is Lieutenant Phasma, Private Phasma, something like that. Like before, she rose the ranks. She was whipping some old regular OT era Stormtrooper armor. But they're doing it. Obviously, snagged her cape from an actual Phasma figure, so there's a little
and has the
exactly
javelin or staff.
So there is some kit bashing going on here, but that's what it is. It's the Carbo Stormtrooper, and I have him in hand. It is one of my favorite carbonized because of. It's just an interesting looking Stormtrooper, and you get the whole, well, it could be Phasma, or maybe this is where Phasma got the idea to go for that chromey look. So,
yeah, no, dude. I mean, that's really good because in my eyes, like I just saw shiny with the cape and the fucking thing, and I was like, oh yeah, it's Phasma. I didn't even focus on the helmet too much, and that's a fucking really good concept for a photo there, because if you look at it too, the guy being blown up in the background is a Stormtrooper. It's not a First Order trooper. So like this isn't even First Order times. This is still Imperial days. So maybe this was like Phasma's mom. This was maybe this was the original Captain Phasma, and then Phasma then became an actual First Order captain back in those days. So that's a really cool concept here. But I mean, the shot itself is just fucking beautiful. You have an incredible explosion captured in the background. You have this figure that's like completely laid out from the explosion blast, and then a dead trooper in the front. I mean, it's just absolutely excellent execution here.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I mean, Zay's always knocking it out. So I just it really at this point just comes down to we won't see shots like I mean the way the algo is these days, we're either looking at female reels and explore. I mean it's all fucked up what we see, but we don't really see just the people we follow, this, that, and the other thing. We all know this. I mean, we're all on Instagram, but in terms of just the people using the tag, again, if you're new to this, to get into the top 5, tag your work on Instagram, hashtag Star Wars Time Show, and tag at Star Wars Time Show. That's the best way. Yeah. One of us is going to see it. I'm definitely going to see it because every morning, as I explained, I go through the tags, then the hashtag, and I will see all those shots. But if you're expecting us to just kind of see some of this awesome work naturally, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, we follow 751 people on our IG. So just given that, I mean, like, it's not like other accounts where they follow as many people as, follow them. But like still with that number of followers, it can get a little cluttered and we won't see everybody that we want to see. So that's just how the IG algo works. Go watch The Social Dilemma and you'll find out why.
I've heard that thing is just, it's rough.
Dude, if you don't work in the industry, it'll fuck you up. Because like It literally, I mean, they talk to engineers who worked at Twitter, engineers who worked at, Instagram, all this shit. The president of advertising of Pinterest.
Yeah, you watch the trailer on Netflix, and I think that's really all you need to know. Like, if you're not a complete moron and don't understand what's happening on social media, you could probably get by with just the trailer, because that documentary is something I know if I watched it, I may go start the Civil War right now, like out in my yard. Like, the shit just incenses me, like how fucked up social media has made people. Really, yeah, in this country, more so than most, I believe. But yep, everything's on crazy. Purpose. Everything you're looking at is by design. Nothing is just happening. It's all happening for reasons, and reasons to make you nuts. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Because nuts equals clicks, and clicks equals cash.
Yes, exactly. All right, so next up in the top 5, that was from @BLKSRS on Instagram. I'm sure that everybody who listens to this podcast probably already follows him. If you don't, definitely go do it. Worth the follow. He's a fantastic photographer in many, many, many ways. So next up here is our good buddy 030079AR Ray from Instagram. And this may, like, every time I see a shot from 030079AR, I'm like, I think this is my favorite shot he's ever done. And then I look at this one and I'm like, this is definitely my favorite shot he's ever done. What we see is and he's a Lego photographer. Ray is a Lego person. And what we see is Lego Vader with like a katana style lightsaber drawn, leading an entire army of almost looks like Death Troopers into battle. And in the background, you just see this fucking castle on fire. There's smoke and flames. Like, this shot is so fucking incredible for Legos. It blows my goddamn mind.
Dude, I don't know. There's like a medieval movement in Star Wars art right now. Jake Bartok is a real ass painter to us. Again, if you're new here, that's what we call artists, like, that use their hands and shit, not cameras. He was the first one I saw that kind of started running with the concept of envisioning Star Wars characters in armor, a suit of armor. It's carrying on over here, like we're seeing here with Ray's shot. It's just it's. I mean, obviously, I think there's some digital manipulation here. I'm guessing he doesn't own all those stormtroopers in the back. Who knows how he made the Vader look this way, but it is, like you said, it's an epic Lego shot. Like, it makes Legos feel powerful, right? Like, bigger than just a half inch in size. I mean, this Vader is coming for us, and he is going to fuck us up. That's what I feel like, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's menacing, and it's one of those things where there's a lot of fantastic Lego photographers, but in my opinion, and this, I'm not trying to shit on anybody else's work, Ray is the best one to actually make you fearful or make you intimidated by Lego figures. Like Tong Wars does incredible, beautiful setups, and he gets these golden hour shots that will, like, blow your mind in terms of how the beauty of the sunset and the figures that are set up around them. But Ray, with his post-processing and manipulation of the photos, makes you scared of, 1/4 inch tall.
Yeah, like these things, they're going to come to life and start cutting off my pinky toes and shit. Like literally sawing me apart. I'm envisioning they're like Lilliputians from Gulliver's Travels, right?
Exactly.
And they're just gonna come fuck us up
over you. Yeah, and they will kill
I also think it looks
like
Vader and his army of dark troopers just raised Hogwarts, by the way.
Yeah, it almost does.
I mean, Ray is in the chat. Like, this guy, he got up. Like, it's basically Thursday in whatever part of the world he's at. I'm going to run with that is Hogwarts, and this is a theme, because I think Ray's been running with a Potter Star Wars crossover theme. If we go check his account, I'm pretty sure, because I know I shared another one where I think Yoda and Luke were riding around on brooms in Hogwarts. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through his feed here. I don't think I'm that crazy. Yeah, right here.
There's definitely like a Goku bash too.
Yeah.
Like
we got it's Anakin. It's not Luke. We got Anakin, Yoda, and Harry riding around on brooms. So I'm thinking this Vader did indeed just raise fucking Hogwarts.
Yeah, let us know, right? Did Vader and his army just destroy Hogwarts in the background? Is that what we're seeing? But yeah, man. I mean, I can't. Every time I see one of these shots from Rey, it's just like it gives me a whole different type of appreciation for the Lego photography in general, and just Legos as a medium in general.
Yeah, it's just, this is like he's doing for Legos what, like, the Lego movie or the Legos games first did for them. I mean, it takes them from these little, blocky looking pieces of plastic into, as we're saying right now, we're scared they're going to come chop our legs off. It's just, I mean, this is as real ass paint as a toy photography piece can get, I think.
And then he just confirmed, he says in chat, yes, that's how
it works. Look,
so.
I can spot my details.
There you go. See that? Matt saw the astronomy tower right in the background. I knew it right up front. So,
Dumbledore, no!
I mean, just, again, beautiful work at 030079AR on Instagram. I don't know if we've ever asked Ray where he got his tag from, like where his handle came from, but I know he's in the chat. So, Ray, if you can give us a little bit of insight into the numbers and the letters that you've chosen for your IG handle, I think that would be pretty cool. But regardless of what the numbers or the letters are, go give this account a follow. Yeah. Just head to toe, top to bottom, every shot is a piece of artwork. So beautiful stuff. And then for the final entry into the top 5, before we get to the Haywood Pop Shop breakdown of the week, we have Link the Jedi here with just a beautiful representation of what probably happened on Dagobah in the early days of Yoda's seclusion. We see Hermit Yoda talking to the Force ghost of our good gray buddy Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, Mr. Neeson himself.
Liam Neeson just posed for this photo because here's
the deal, Nick. And it is, like, I love the shot because it is kind of a concept piece of their kind of talk. Like, I mean, I guess if we want to get down to the nitty gritty, Qui-Gon was never able to form a Force ghost, I believe, or not, at least not when he found Yoda, because he didn't quite perfect the art of becoming a ghost before he got stabbed in the fucking heart.
It was mostly just
voice, right? Like, he's the one's like, hey, we can do this. I kind of didn't finish my learning of it, but I'm going to get you through it, Yoda, and teach you so you and Obi-Wan can figure this shit out. Either way, who cares? I'm not going to pick on that. First and foremost, I love just bringing that kind of scene to life and seeing it. That's cool. Secondly, this is one of the first times I've seen the Hot Toys Qui-Gon, which I believe is shipping currently. Link the Jedi, I'm not sure if he lives in Hong Kong or just buys his Hot Toys directly from Hong Kong, but he typically gets these figures months before, I would get them over here, or if I went through Sideshow. So there was that too. It's just, I mean, I'm looking at this Hot Toys Qui-Gon. I'm like, oh shit, I probably should have got this one, but I'm not going to do it. Don't worry, it's not happening. I'm good on the 1/6 scale for a minute. I mean, so there's a lot of things here. It's just that seeing the figure out in the hands of fans and what they're doing with them. The whole concept, because we know this does happen in canon. The whole reason the Jedi can become Force ghosts is because of one Qui-Gon Jinn. So it's just cool to kind of see that exchange, albeit in, I guess, more of his corporeal form than just a voice, a spirit with a voice.
Yeah, and it's just like the little details that Link worked in here. Having kind of the fog obscuring the side of the photo where Qui-Gon is. Even like if you look around like the tunic arm, you can see like this, ethereal.
Yeah.
Kind of
he kind of washed him out a little bit, so he's not as vibrant and clear looking. He tried to put on that Force Ghost glow, the Force Ghost blue.
Yeah. So it's an awesome photo. Also, I don't know if this is like a dio that he's using for the back. I mean, for the foreground, actually, like what Yoda is standing on. I assume that's a part of some pack that either that Yoda came in or something else. But the environment is perfectly captured. It might be a digirama.
Yeah, I think it's a mix. I think it's a mix of either the stand that comes with Yoda or probably. Believe it or not, fish aquarium props. There's a lot. You can get a lot of good trees for figures from aquarium stores.
Very nice.
But that I think the actual backpack is digi. So
yeah. So at Link the Jedi on Instagram, fantastic account to follow there, and it looks like he has been using a lot.
I have another Qui-Gon to share. It's the one where he's meditating against the red doors on Naboo. So
yeah,
like I said, it's just the Link is one of the first accounts that I've seen posting Qui-Gon, which means Qui-Gon is starting to go out, at least from the Hong Kong retailers and eventually from the sideshow people.
He may have a direct contact at Hot Toys.
Yeah, there are people that I think Capes and Rifles is one of them. They buy them from stores in Hong Kong. I buy through Sideshow, which is US based. I usually do the payment plan, which will delay stuff. But my Mando will be here next week, so here we go. They gave me the option. Anyone that's collect 1/6 probably has seen this before. They're like, hey, you're on a payment plan, but the Mando's coming in earlier than we expected. You just want to pay the rest and get them right away? It's like, fucking A, I do, of course. Of course.
I want to have it as soon as possible.
I just do the payment plan because I know I can't get them right away. It's just a way to keep paying without doing the big expense. But if I can get them right now, go ahead and take a couple $100 more.
Yeah.
All right. So, well,
that's the end of the top 5. And now it's time for Matt Haywood to break down one of his shots for all of you to hear. So, Matt,
okay.
What do we got, and how did you do it?
We're back to the wonk, huh? You know what's funny? Look at the likes on this shot. This is the first time in my career I ever got to that level, and it was with this shot.
Yeah.
Naturally, I mean, the likes are on the shot. It makes sense, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, dude. I mean, other people have done far better Thanos and Vader mashups. In particular, Papa Palpatine had a fucking badass one. I think I just shared a week or two ago. But I guess some of the thoughts behind it is, oh, hey, I got this Build-A-Figure Thanos that cost me a lot of money. He's kind of powerful. I got Darth Vader. I like him. He's kind of powerful. You know, it's always fun for us Star Wars nerds to compare our villains and heroes to other franchises and their villains and heroes. I still contend anyone with the Force could fuck up most any comic book hero. I really do. I'm a Star Wars fan, okay?
I mean, basically, Scarlet Witch is a Force user as close as you can get so far in Marvel, and she almost killed Thanos by herself.
Right. So I'm gonna just roll with, in my land, someone like Darth Vader would make mincemeat out of any Marvel or DC character.
Even Thanos with the Infinity Gems.
Right. Because see you later. I'll just literally smash the stones with the Force. Right there. Like, he doesn't even have to get close. I mean, this guy can fucking sense his son from across the galaxy. He can force choke people in space. They're not even in the same room. They're on different ships. They could be in a different quadrant of the galaxy. He can fucking kill them. If Vader's like, oh, this fucking purple asshole showed up in my galaxy, okay, give me a second. Literally clench his fist, see you later.
Yeah, he's
game
dead.
over. All right. But anyways, we're not going to get into that debate. The idea was, you know, let's pair these two together and put them in a fight. So what I in my limited abilities here, especially in posing, my dudes, they're in a just straight fisticuffs match. I mean, it's fucking,
yeah. So I was gonna say, it's a fist fight.
So Thanos is ready to drop the glove hand on Vader, but Vader's already kind of getting his dodge in there to come back and catch him. So In my mind, if this fight played out, Vader would win. It just looked cooler to have the focus on the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, no, I think
so. What I did,
it was a good
just
move.
put motion blur on it, right? It was just a static shot. They're standing there, motion blurred certain parts, left others alone, so they stayed in focus to try and produce an effect that they are in a battle. I don't know if it works or not. Again, this is probably a 2-3 year old shot at this point.
Let's see. I can usually tell you when you
but
posted it. November 2018 is when
there you go. So right
it.
when we broke off and started StarWarsTime.net for real.
Yeah.
But I probably shot it. I don't. When did the first Infinity War come out? I mean, I probably shot it that summer.
Was it like May?
Yeah,
March,
something like that. So.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't completely hate it. It just, I look at it and all it does is, like, I'm in a big funk with the toy photography stuff right now. It's just a complete lack of motivation to go do it. As I said earlier, I mean, shit is piling up. Lots of shit, expensive shit. And it piles up now because I feel like before I put it away in the cases to look at it all nice and pretty, it has to go through a photo shoot. And that photo shoot could be damn near, all right, this figure I got to get at least fucking 5 shots out of this figure before I feel like it can go away. Like that's how weird I've gotten. And it's ruining things because I no longer just like, oh, hey, I got some free time. I'm going to go do this and just kind of, fade away into the hobby for a few hours and hope I come up with something good when I'm going through looking at all my shots. I don't know. I'm a fucking crazy man. I ruin everything. This isn't new. I've admitted this before. I do it with every fucking hobby I get into. The gaming, I had to start a gaming website. Now I'm just now 10, 11 years later, refinding my love for that hobby. Collecting, I usually just start collecting and then I go overboard and then it becomes oversaturated. So that was the Funko Pops. Now with this stuff, the toy photography, it started with, okay, it justifies some of the purchases, but now it's like, no, you have to do it to even put a toy away. So now toys pile up and my basement turns into shit. And then you know how it is with anyone that's crazy. If they come down and see a disaster, I instantly just go, fuck it. I don't want to deal with it. So
yeah, it's like, I'm not fucking with this right now.
That's what I've turned the toy photography hobby into. And it's a fucking shame because I do like it. Anyone that doesn't knows when you get a shot in frame and you are personally happy with it, it's a good feeling. You're like, I like this. I created art. Yay! I miss that, but I'm so mind fucked over this shit now. And do I do it? What do I do? Who do I shoot? Oh my God, I still haven't shot the Snowspeeder yet. How can I even think of shooting Princess Leia? She came in later. Like, this is how weird it has gotten, my friends.
Yeah, the brain works in very odd ways.
Especially when you're locked in a house for 5 months straight. So, I mean, I'm all fucked up. It's getting cold up here in the north already. So my window for doing outdoor shots, my favorite type, and using bombs, this, that, and the other thing is starting to wane. And I know it's going to be, we'll be doing episode 140 or whatever in December. And I'll be sitting here, didn't get any outdoor shots. Now I have to do indoor and I won't do them. And this same fucking...
Just got to get those snow setups. You got to get those.
Oh, yeah, because I'm going to take my fat ass out in the snow when I don't want to go out in 65 degree weather. So anyways, hey. I don't know. It is what it is. I use this segment now to just kind of, it's like toy photography therapy. It's not even like, I get the traction I get on IG. I don't even worry about that anymore. It's literally just come down to, it's kind of like the video game backlog conundrum, where you have so much and there's new stuff coming that it just all starts to pile up and your brain just, it pulls ripcord. It's like, fuck it. Why keep spinning your wheels over looking at toys when you just go sit down and stare at your TV menu? At least doing that, you're not going to be, spinning your wheels in your head and
yeah, you're not losing anything.
It's weird. Like, you could almost ask my it's weird behavior. Like, I'll be like, hey, let's go watch Miraculous, and I'll get down here and I'll see a toy sitting on the toy table, and for 5 minutes I'm picking it up. I'm looking at it. I'm moving its arm. I'm thinking like, oh, what if I posed it this way? Or what if I did a shot this way? And it's like 10 minutes past, she's going, hey, Dad, are you going to hang out with me like you said? You
miraculous daddy.
So now I become scumbag dad. I don't know. I'll stop it here, but I need help, people. I need help. I either just need some other toy photographers to come here and start shooting my toys for me so I can at least put them away. Like at least get over that fucking speed bump. Or I just need to stop fucking buying toys to shoot. So
you need to just hire Papa, come to your house and do it for you.
I was like, hey man, pay for the plane ticket, come up here, don't come in the house, just stay outside, dig your photo ditch, build me a Papa trench. I'll watch, I'll take video, but it really just comes to, at this point, I think I need my backlog of toys cleared. So my little pea brain can just be like, hey, you know what? That figure showed up today. Let's take it out and see what we can do.
You need to just come up with one shot, one insane bullshit shot that just has all of them in it. And then you could say like, I did it.
I mean, just lining up different trilogies, different scales. So, you'll have some 1/6 scale in there. You'll have some 1/18, 1/12. And I'll just be like, this is this is what you get from a circle jerk toy photographer.
You know what you do? You make a Star Wars version of the Mario like big.
Oh level, yeah, they all eat mushrooms and they grow to their 1/6 scale.
The supersized level. And you just have it to where all the 1/6 scale figures are like stomping around, stepping on the 1/18 scale figures. And
well, hey, look, you already in 10 seconds have more creative juice for this hobby than I do. That's the other problem. I don't, like I said, there is no process. There's no sitting down and planning out a shot, even like that. It's got time, got figures, got a camera, let's go. And that's why I'm a basic toy photographer, but I think I'm okay with that. I've settled into I am basic. I just need to get back to doing it. So I can either stop buying toys to take pictures or at least put the ones that I've already purchased away.
Yeah, put them in the have shot pile.
Here we go, big Amish. Here, this is advice for nut jobs like me. What about 1 out of every 5 figures you get, you take a pic of? Like, I like that we have to get to that. Like, okay, little Matt, be a good boy. When you get figure 5, you got to take a picture. I mean, thank you, Big Amish. That's how fucking crazy my head is right now with this shit. It's odd. And yes, I'm bitching about a completely irrelevant life issue. It's nonsense. All right, my life's okay. I still have a job. I haven't got COVID yet. But I like to bitch, and I like to fuck up hobbies that should be fun. Hobbies always equate to jobbies in my life.
That is the Matt especial.
I do it every fucking time. Anytime I pick up something new just to relax with, I fuck it up.
All right. Well, that's the end of Matt's shot breakdown of the week. That's the end of the top 5. And that's the end of the show.
Dude, I don't know how we did 240. I mean, honestly, I want to apologize to everyone for that. Like, I want to apologize to everyone that listened to this episode in particular for 2 hours and 40 minutes. First and foremost, I didn't feel like I was on my game today. I got thrown off right away with the fucking live stream, the chat not being there. Secondly, all we had to talk about were fucking toys. And I know over time, if you're not into that shit, it can become grating and mind-numbingly boring. I don't even know why Nick lets me talk about toys still, because he does not like this shit like most of us. So he's just a good man for letting us do it. So we'll see. I'll try to get better in between now and episode 131. I'm not liking episode 130. We're not even done yet, Nick, and I'm already starting my second guessing the episode. You guys are actually getting a live preview of typically what happens once we cut the mics. I start sitting there going, did I say any stupid? Am I going to get fired? How many people did I piss off? But no, now I just feel like it wasn't a great episode today, and I apologize for that. But it was free, so in the end, all of you can go fuck yourselves. So let's go ahead and punch this bitch out, all right? It is time to do the Star Wars time dance. So give me some shaking, give me some shimmying, shake it and shimmy. Here we go. Where are we going? Well, we're going to StarWarsTime.net. All right, my friends, if you've been here before, you know the spiel. If you're new, this is where you need to go to get familiar with the Star Wars Time Show and its bros. All right, StarWarsTime.net. On there, you'll find the content that we typically talk about on each weekly show. And speaking of our show, you could also subscribe to it. I'm talking the audio-only version. We've got all the podcast platforms. It's right there for you on StarWarsTime.net. If you want to really get in on the fun and interact in real time, we need you to go ahead and sub to our YouTube channel, which you can also find right on StarWarsTime.net. Just click on this handy-dandy subscribe button if you're watching on the live stream. If you're not, shame on you, StarWarsTime.net. Scroll until you see Star Wars Time on YouTube and then click subscribe. I believe it auto-subscribes you right from that click. And if you are a YouTuber, while you are watching the live stream, interact, like the video, comment, share, add it to your list. Same thing on Instagram. There's a new kind of meme going around for the Instagram algo. Apparently, likes no longer mean shit. Now it comes into adding to stories, or most importantly, saving, like using the ribbon to save a post. Apparently, doing the post save now is like getting a jillion likes. Comments on Instagram, comments on YouTube, comments and ratings on the podcast. I'm telling you, my friends, we are not holding out our hands for money yet. But we are asking you to play the social media search engine optimization game. That's the best thing you can do for us. Liking shit, commenting on shit, like actual comments, not just sweet or yay, like 4 words or more. Ratings on your podcast platform. I mean, a Star Wars podcast with 30 ratings is going to show up less in searches than one with 100 ratings. It's quite simple. So please spread the word. If you've already done it, fantastic. Give yourself a reach around for myself and Nick. If you have not, take the 2 seconds to do it or convince someone else to do it. Because when it comes down to it, other like-minded fans are going to convince new listeners to listen versus me and Nick pleading for it. If you tell your mom, she may listen. If I tell your mom, she may fucking have me arrested. All right? So keep it up, Star Wars Time Show Army. Get your lazy asses out there. We don't ask for much. You've already quit the question to fans. You've already quit the Battlebot tournaments. So please, keep spreading the good word that is the Star Wars Time Show. All right? And how do you rate on Pandora? I have no fucking idea. But if someone can tell Big Amish 69 how to do so, we would appreciate it, and he will speak your name. Okay? And why do you want to do all this dumb shit? Well, we've said it before. There's always time for Star Wars time. It's no fucking joke. Ask our buddy Greg. There is always time for Star Wars time. And if you listen to the Star Wars Time Show, the Force will be with you. Always.